welcome to Sci-Fi-Vision Demogorgon Diaries for December 11th. Let me bring Scarlet in. She's here as well. Oops. Hello, Karen and Scarlet.
It's a fine avocado toast.
Oh, I just took it off. I was so you could see your thing. That's okay. Oh, well.
That's fine.
We know it's there. We know it's there. But welcome, guing
it for later.
So we have episode 3 and 4 of Stranger Things to get through tonight, and then soon we'll have the end of the. Well, no, it's coming out Christmas Day and New Year's, huh? So part 2 is soon.
Yeah.
Yep. But we have we're 3 and 4 tonight.
Can you see my pillow?
You look very comfortable.
My pillow is really showing up. My arm is like spending more time out of the sling, but I have the pillow handy here on the couch for when I need a little support here, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's good if it's out of the sling. I'm glad you're doing better.
I mean, I still wear it a little bit, but I started physical therapy this week, you guys. So
awesome.
Very exciting. Yeah. I love PT. It feels so good stretching, and then like 5 hours later, you're like, "Oh my god, it hurts so much!" Right? But I'm glad my pillow looks so good on screen.
I thought you were just getting comfy.
I know. All right, you guys, you ready?
Do whatever works. Yep. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Please, if you haven't, make sure you join our Discord. I pinned the message there in the chat. You can get our schedule of our streams and our watch parties as well. And yeah, please like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi-Vision. If you see a hype, hit that button. And yeah, we're doing Stranger Things tonight, and then we'll be back on Monday at 11 for The Artist, and we have our watch party at 9:30. That's all Eastern.
Yep, and Tuesday for Fandom Access.
Yes, and then I guess we'll be off for a little bit since we'll be done with Stranger Things after tonight for a little bit.
Yeah,
but it won't be that long. Then we'll be back again. All righty. So we let me ask Scarlet, since people have heard a little bit from us, what did you think of the last 2 episodes?
They left her speechless.
Yeah. You there, Scarlet?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can
hear you now.
What did you ask me? I'm sorry.
I said, what did you think of the last 2?
These next 2 episodes. How'd you like them?
Hold on.
Oh, we might have a little communication problem.
Have to get.
Yeah,
I can't do 2 things at once on this iPad. I can't do 2 things at once on this iPad.
Yep, close some of those tabs, girl.
And on a computer, iPads don't have tabs.
Oh, they don't. No.
Okay.
I literally just have to shut everything down. I can't do something as simple as look something up on a Safari or go into my email.
Yeah.
Or else it just messes up the StreamYard. So anyway, you asked me a question. You asked me how I felt.
What did you think of these 2?
Like I told you before, Jamie, like episode 3, I loved episode 3. It like brought me back to that place in Stranger Things that I enjoyed, like in season 1. It had a lot of humor in it. Erica's like my favorite character. She's really great. I like a lot of the minor characters better than the major characters, and I just thought they hit a home run with episode 3.
Okay.
But episode 4 was good too. Episode 4 didn't feel like it was an hour and a half. It went like both of those episodes went a lot faster for me than 1 and 2.
I didn't know it was an hour and a half, so there you go. I guess so.
Oh yeah, that's see.
3 was an hour and a half. Yeah.
But I like that kid Derek too, even though he's a jerk.
Yeah.
What do they call him? Dipshit Derek? And then
then he was delightful Derek.
Yeah, like
cute.
But I don't have to like like characters because they're nice. I think he's doing a great job being a little bully and a little brat.
Yes.
Right. You can look at a character like Pluribus, where Carol is kind of a really unpleasant person, but I'm really rooting for her, and I show and a great characterization. So Jamie, we talked a little on Tuesday, but I rewatched these 2 episodes today. To prep for tonight, and I really like these 2 episodes, and I like them more than the first 2 because I just feel like I mean, I love that these 4 episodes just got really into the action. We talked last week about how in season 4 you never saw a Demogorgon until like episode 9, and this is like action, action, action. I love these 2. I love the gang in action. I liked a lot of what was going on, and I really like where episode 4 leaves us, waiting for the next chunk.
Yeah, it's moving quick. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you liked them also, Jamie. These 2. Right?
Yeah, I do too, and I agree with what Scarlet said. I do like Erica as well. I don't know that she's my favorite character, but I do like her a lot. And yeah, I think that there's a lot in these episodes. It's got a lot going for it in these 2. Like you said, a lot of action, the Demogorgons and stuff. But I think my favorite part is the end, though, because I think it like really comes together the way they did it. So yeah, I like you said, I like the way that they ended the 4th episode. I mean, I'd like to see the rest, but
yeah,
other than
not
that,
that I think it should be the end, but I like where
it's headed.
Where we come to that climax where all the characters are.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the trap thing they did in season 3 too. That reminded me of old school Stranger Things as well.
Yeah,
because I was thinking about Erica, and I was just thinking, yeah, she really sold it for me with the whole dinner scene.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I mean, another scene too where she just tells them they have 1 minute too, which was great.
I love Erica. I think I loved her. I think I loved all the kids a little more when they were younger. I don't know how old Erica is supposed to be. Like, Erica was really Lucas's little sister. 13? Yeah. I mean, she's in a physics class learning about Einstein-Rosenberg bridges, right? So she's not...
So she's got to be in high school, yeah.
Yeah, she's in high school now. And so her sassy, smart mouth, I still love it. It's just coming across in a different way than when she was like this little, like hyper intelligent, hyper confident little kid, right? I mean, look, she still is. For a teenage girl in like the 9th grade to be that hyper confident is awesome, right? And B, you see B's comment there? This week we're a Beehive Girl.
Yeah, I don't know why sometimes the YouTube names seem to change.
My daughter, I changed my YouTube name in the middle of the chat last week. I don't know if you noticed that. In the middle of the artist. Beehive says, my daughter loves Erica. I forgot her. B, is your daughter, look, I don't want too much personal information, but is she a young person around the age of Erica, or is she like a grown-up who loves Erica like we do? I'm just, and Lilu says, I was Erica. Which is awesome.
I just remember her and her friends asking for ice cream at the mall, and then they got her to crawl up into that duct, the air duct.
B's daughter is 20, so this age is not too far in her rear view.
Yeah, she's great. I think that she does a really good job laying the chats. I'm laughing at what Lulu said.
Lulu, yeah. Sassy.
Yeah. We'll get to the trap. Before we get to the trap, I don't think, Scarlet, because you came in late last time. Did you join our discussion about what you think the wall is made of? We sort of talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's when I just came in. We were talking about like maybe human parts and goo and organic matter.
Yeah, it's something.
Crafty and ooze.
Yes, it's definitely.
It does seem organic, although it doesn't react at all when Hop is stabbing it, right? But it does seem to be some nasty, whatever. All the upside down, you know how the upside down is like a hive mind, and even if you step on the vines, like it's made out of like that viney stuff, maybe, right? But also with these big throbbing blisters. Of
something gross that to me I still call egg sacs. I know they're probably not, but I still say
they're not. But
Demogorgon sacs.
Okay, Lulu said, was the guy's pee melting it? I didn't think the pee was doing anything to it, was it? Not that I noticed.
Well, it made it kind of steam a little bit.
Oh, okay. Maybe it might have. Well, I don't know.
I don't think it really affected it. Maybe it's cold. Like everything is very cold. Like it's always.
Yeah, it could be. Right? It could be something warm hitting something cold. Yeah, that's true. That does make it kind of steam. Yeah, like when you pour hot liquid on ice, it kind of steams. I don't know. Besides,
like when you pee in the snow. Like
yes,
when boys pee in the snow, right?
I've never done that, so I don't know.
You know when you pee in the snow, right?
Yeah. Jen says, I thought that the peeing was a sign that he knows what it is. So he has no regard for it. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last week. I think the guy's just an idiot, but I guess both can be true.
We talked about it on Tuesday night. I felt like it shows that he considers this wall as no threat. I don't know if he knows what it is, but it's absolutely not threatening him at all. And he has no regard for it. And it's also like a little insulting and dismissive of it to pee on it, right? But no regard is a good way for it. They definitely know enough about it to not be afraid of it, despite its throbbing kind of living aspect to it.
Yeah, I just wonder if that's going to, turn around and bite them later because they should have paid attention to it. I don't know. Let's see. Jen also said, I think Erica would manhandle Pennywise. She has no fear. Yeah, she's not scared of anything. That's very true. I don't know what's up with the YouTube name. So I don't even know how it works. I just know that it's different. You guys are different names now than you were last time.
Well,
so
when I was in the chat last Monday, my name had changed. And I changed it while we were in the chat. I was like changing it. I don't know. It must be like a whole YouTube thing because a lot of people are changed and I was changed and I didn't change it, right? We all just got our names changed.
Yeah, I have no clue. I mean, I'm seeing it inside.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into some capping and some talk, some deep dive.
All right. So like we said, we start out with this wall. Now, whatever it is, Elle can't do anything to it. She can't break through it. I am curious, like if it's something that that Vecna made, or is it like just part of the Upside Down? We don't really know, but we said something about. I'm trying to remember what we said the other night, like about how it sort of seems to mirror not the wall in the town. What was it we were saying it mirrored? I already forgot.
Well, it mirrors the sandstone cliff.
Yeah.
It mirrors those sandstone cliffs or whatever they're made of, the red rock, right?
Oh yeah. The desert rock,
yeah. It
right.
Does do that.
It seems to me to definitely be representation. One is a representation of the other. I'm not sure which is the right? Like
thing, but yeah,
they have to be linked. There's no way there's like a very similar but different giant wall that's not related, right?
Yeah, that's why I wonder if Vecna made it rather than the Upside Down. But we don't know yet. We don't really know anything about it. I mean, it can't be too dangerous. The kids ran their car into it and it didn't do anything to them. So at least it seems to be not dangerous at any rate, I should say. Because it didn't hurt them. But this is before they realize. I think this is before the kids crash into it. Sorry, I'm getting too far ahead. This is where she's wanting to go. Elle is wanting to go look for Holly, and Hopper's kind of slowing her down a bit because he's worried. We know this. We've talked before about him, not wanting her to jump ahead too much. But this is also where she first encounters these machines that we think are some kind of sound wave, sonic, frequency, vibration, something that affect her powers. Which, as I said when we talked about it Tuesday, I still think that they're going to use these on her when they need her, and it's going to bite them because she's not going to be able to help them because they're, limiting her powers. Meaning, when I say they, meaning like the military, that they're really doing something they probably shouldn't be doing. That's what I think. So I don't know. You there? Or you free? I was waiting for her to say something, and I'm like,
whether Elle will overcome them or there will just be a way to disable them. I mean, they're easily disabled by shooting them, by turning off the power, by stuff like that, right?
That's true. I just wonder if they're going to wish they had.
And I wonder how much they will be. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to just sign out I'm having some internet. I'm going to sign out and sign right back in, okay?
Okay. I was going to say, because we missed the beginning and the end of what you said. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think we got the gist of it. We got the idea. Yeah. Well, now she's got your icon. Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. So why does 11 take her shoes off? Is there a reason? I forgot if there was one.
I assume, does she take it off now, or you mean when she goes to run to the building?
Well, it's just some talk to Kara gets back.
Yeah, no, I assume that if you're talking about when I'm guessing she does it, I figured it was probably to make her quieter when she broke in. But beyond that, I didn't really think much of it. Yeah, because I figured she's running.
This is the problem with watching so much Stranger Things. It all melds in together for me.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, say to make less noise when she hits the building. Although, to be honest, I think if you're crashing into the roof, you're either going to make noise or not. I'm not sure that's going to make a huge difference, but it's there.
I didn't know if it was something she did in earlier seasons I just missed.
No, I think it was
because she was going to be like a ninja or something, had to take her shoes off before she got into the action.
No, I think it was just now. You got it working, Karen?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Can't see you on stage, though.
Oh, well,
I can see her on stage.
I'm on stage, but I see a little avatar instead of.
That's what I mean. I just see Scarlet's avatar. I'm not sure why.
That's weird. I see Karen. I see Karen perfectly.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see myself. I just see your. I see.
You mean you see her below the stage, or you see her on the stage?
I see her on the stage where she was when she logged out. She's back where she was.
Yeah, I'm in my little box, but I don't see my face. I see the Scarlet's avatar, actually.
That's strange.
No, I don't see not Scarlet's face. Whatever Scarlet was when she popped in.
You know what? It's you know what it is? I know what it is. Her I think it's because because you're number 2. That shouldn't happen. I think it's because you disconnected and reconnected. Hold on. Because when I go to the edit, I see you because you're like in the edit window, if that makes sense, when I go to change the screens.
Mm-hmm.
So then I have to, I think, save it and move you back. No, it's still showing the same thing. Weird. I don't know. Can you guys see?
There's some boxes around.
Yeah, that's weird. I see her and then she disappears. I don't know. Do you guys see Karen?
I went off stage. Let me go off stage and you add me, Jamie.
Okay.
No, all right. Well, my face.
I can still see her though. I can see.
That's weird. I know, but it's weird that we can't. It's weird. Like when I press the edit to edit the layout, she pops up. That's what's really bizarre. So it's something with
question to the chat. Can you see Karen?
Yeah, it's something with StreamYard. B says she sees an avatar. So yeah, I don't know. All I can say is unless you completely go out, because they can't see you. I'm not sure why Scarlet can. That must be maybe it's the iPad thing. I don't know.
You guys keep talking.
Do you want me to go out? Let me go out.
I don't think it's you.
Maybe you can bring me back in.
Okay. There we go. Oh, it worked. It must have been they needed swap then for some reason. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So she'll come back and then we'll jump in. Add her to the stage.
You were correct, Scarlet. That fixed it.
Ta-da!
Yeah, it must have been they somehow got swapped. I don't know why it was telling me she was 2 still, but oh well, it's fixed.
All right. I'm sorry that I took us off the chat.
That's okay.
The beginning of this episode, which is all Hopper and 11 behind the billboard, right?
Yeah, wait, I wanted to bring up Lilu's comment. The Upside Down's not a place I'd want to be walking around myself.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be either.
Who is? Is somebody wearing their socks?
She's young, so maybe she don't mind. She takes her shoes off when she runs to the roof.
I'll tell you about this I had a question about if 11 always takes off her shoes when she's about ready to get, into action. But she doesn't. She does?
I don't know. I feel like taking off her shoes wouldn't make a big difference. Like it is your weight landing on the roof that's going to make the noise, not your shoes. Like, but
she's still walking around the place. Maybe she's more concerned with after. I don't know.
Comment earlier in the chat. Yeah, I didn't get it either because it's not like she was wearing heels, right? Like she's not wearing some shoes she can't jump in, and it's her weight on that metal roof that's going to make the noise, not like just
shoes.
But whatever.
When she ran her course, maybe she took them off. I guess that would be a question.
She had shoes on when she ran that course.
Yeah, I thought so. So I don't know. Anyway, it's something weird. It's not important.
You wanted to walk in the upside down goo.
Yeah, it's not.
I'll just stick to stuff.
It was something Hopper brought up. I don't remember him saying it. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know why. I guess I just blocked it out because it wasn't important. I don't know. But that's Hopper. Yeah, Hopper. It's hard to tell. All right. So she's still trying to get in touch with everybody. Oh no, she's still trying to find Will. I forgot. This is when Will's gone. Sorry, guys. So he went off with Robin to try to use his powers of, I don't know what you want to call them, radio powers, to connect to the hive mind and try to find out about Holly against his mother's wishes. And she finally figured out they lied about the flux capacitor and that he wasn't doing what she said, and she flips out a bit. And I think we've kind of already talked at length about her, coddling him, but we also kind of get it. Like she's scared, it makes sense.
But I do like her progression in these couple episodes to being like totally in the gang and like, and really like she comes to a point where these kids are very experienced with the Upside Down, in a much more experienced than she, despite the fact that Joyce has fought Demogorgons in Russia, she's not really as experienced with the demons and everything. And she does come to a place where she, is taking their lead. I mean, she rolls her eyes a lot and she's skeptical, but she goes with the flow eventually, right?
She does, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And Will's, we talked too, like Will's being braver than he was before. And I don't know if he's changed that he's braver, or it's more because he wants to save Holly and it's given him what he needs to be brave, because he's, it's happening to somebody else. He doesn't want to let it happen to somebody else. So,
yeah. I thing about Will, like being brave or whatever, like Will is traumatized in a way these other kids aren't, right? Like Will was captured by Vecna when he was like, how long ago was it in the show? 2 or 3 years, right? Like he has been through a thing in the Upside Down that they've been in and out of the Upside Down, but he's more traumatized, right? Like sometimes
pushing through the trauma maybe is the better.
Sometimes when I say things like Will's afraid, he's not a coward. He's not less brave than his friends. He's traumatized more than his friends, right? And has a protective mother. Like the other kids, the other kids' parents aren't protective because they don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like the parents are not involved at all, and they just don't know. Somehow these kids have managed to like never let their parents know what they're doing, and
it's amazing.
Yeah. Because Lily's saying he was brave in season 1. He was. I'm just saying, like, we see more of him right now kind of taking charge and being like, this is what I'm doing, whether you like it or not, type of brave. Like, yeah, that's all I kind of mean, is he's sort of stepping up and we see him more at the forefront right now.
Trying to move that bowl cut around so it's not so much a bowl cut anymore.
Yeah, he needs a new haircut. That would
becoming
help.
A man.
And he hasn't had a lot of chance to figure it out. He still hasn't figured it out. I don't think any of them have, but especially what's happened to him, he doesn't even remember half of it. The only reason he's seeing himself hooked up to the, as we're calling it, the umbilical cord thing, is because he saw it through Vecna, when he showed it to him, or he saw him, whatever he was seeing, whatever, however you want to say it. He didn't know it, so he still does not remember everything. He's just now learning, I think, what all happened. B says, was Holly the same age as he was when he was taken?
No. Will was 12. Will was 12 in season 1. Holly is supposed to be 7 right now. But the actress was like 13. Like they finished principal. I looked this up. They finished principal photography last December. That actress is now 14. She was 13 when she finished shooting it, right? And she's supposed to be 7. So Will was 12. Holly is now 7. So she's in a very different.
It's just hard to tell when the actors aren't anywhere near the right age.
And in terms of, I think, does Holly seem, Holly's having a very different experience than Will. Like Will had a very like horrifying monstery experience in the Upside Down, right? And Holly's having this dream world of like a perfect little house with an easy bake oven and shit, right? And so she's having a very different experience, and she's at an age where maybe she can't appreciate the threat in the way that a 12-year-old Will was able to, right?
Yeah. Although I wonder if this is on purpose, in the sense that maybe he's approaching it differently, trying to make it, work more than it did for Will, I guess, for lack of a better explanation. He's trying something different.
Maybe, or he may want a sister, because I do remember there is a shot of the family picture. And
but I would say yes, except for the fact that he also takes Derek. So I don't think he has a brother. That's the only reason I'm saying I don't know that that's the case, just because he took Derek too. But yeah, that does kind of make sense otherwise.
But she's the only one in a nice house and everything.
Yeah, well, I think he's bringing Derek there, isn't he? I thought that was the point, was to bring him to the house too, because the pancakes. When he says he's going to make pancakes Derek likes. Holly looks like a grown-ass woman. Yeah, we talked about that. She does not look 7. Got that husky
voice.
With the husky voice. Look, I said before, I have no problem with the actor. She's doing a good job. I just don't understand, when they were recasting it anyway, why they didn't recast the right age. I mean, was there a reason that they had to use this actress, that they chose somebody so old?
I mean, it's
or
not
was it because of filming? Was it to more match their ages because they were aged up? I don't know.
It's not just her; it's all the kids.
No, it is
like delightful Derek. I think he's supposed to be 9, right? Like, there's a comment in episode 3 or 4 where they say they're writing up the kids who are aged 9 to 10, and all those actors seem to be older than 9 or 10 years old. Also, I know that Hollywood, it's easier to work with an older kid, right? But I mean, casting a 13-year-old to play a 7-year-old is not the same as casting a 30-year-old to play a 20-year-old, right?
Yeah, it's a little weird. And Jen was saying Will was 12 or 11. I don't know about that.
I think, you're right. It depends what site you look at, and I'm not sure what's authoritative. I have seen that he was 12 when he shot it, and the character was 12. They were all around the right age of their character when they shot that first season.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when you take years and years to finish a show.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. I can't say anything because I love Yellow Jackets, and Travis is like 35.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
It's like 16.
She said in season 1 he's 12, but later in season 3, and now Joyce says he was 11. Maybe he was almost 12. Maybe he was ready to turn 12, so they just rounded up sometimes.
Yeah.
B says, I was thinking he would be motivated to help a kid who is in his same situation, and she's younger. Maybe it's upped his motivation to defy his mom and get shit done.
Oh, for sure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he even says that, I think, was it episode 2, you guys, where he says, like, I can't leave Holly. I've been there and I can't leave Holly to go through the same thing.
Yeah. So I think that's pushing him. That's for sure. And Jen says B says the Duffer Brothers admitted they forgot things and made mistakes. I'm not sure casting a 13-year-old as a 7-year-old is a mistake they forgot about, but I'm with you.
They'll just retro crown all that stuff later.
Yeah.
Here's a great comment that I'm gonna put this up now, and we're gonna come back to this probably, Lilu, like multiple times. Like, I don't think Holly was taken by Vecna. Like, let's just put that out there and think about that through our conversation tonight, right?
Interesting. So I gotta ask Lilu, who do you think took Holly? And do you think then it's being faked, or I'm curious what she means by that comment. So we'll see. Lilu also says that Joyce is kind of smothering, I think. Yeah, we talked about that. She is, but look, she has a right to be scared. I think. I see what Lilu means. Lilu's saying that it was Henry specifically, not Vecna. We're looking at them as the same person. We're not, but yes, technically, I guess it was Henry that took her. That's true.
And watch the first shadow.
Vecna, so that makes sense. But that would be interesting if the Mind Flayer took her.
The Mind Flayer is sort of a wild card right now. Like, the Mind Flayer was such a huge thing early on, and now the Mind Flayer hasn't been mentioned in a long time. And I think we talked last week. Did the Mind Flayer create Vecna? Did Vecna create the Mind Flayer? Right?
Yeah.
Or are they the same thing even? I don't think so, but
I think there's something different. I think there's something different. And I see Lilu saying it's Henry, not Vecna Henry. Well, I guess the other question is there a possibility maybe that Henry isn't as aware of Vecna Henry as we think he is? I mean, maybe they're a little bit separated. We don't know. I'm assuming they're both the same, but that's what I think. Hey, Debbie, welcome. We don't know what the MFR is up to. We don't know what any of them are up to, really.
And I think. All right, so I'm going to hold my thought right now,
Okay.
and we can move our.
I see. Thanks, Debbie, and everybody too. I know Debbie's still putting out more paintings, guys. So make sure you check out her channel if you haven't.
Debbie, yeah.
So yes. Let's see. Jen says Mind Flayer has been there for a long time, way before Henry went there in 1957. Yeah, I mean, look, Henry was turned into Vecna, I guess you could say. Thanks, Debbie. Was turned into Vecna, but like the Upside Down was there. I mean, he didn't create the Upside Down, so it does make sense. I think that the Mind Flayer and a lot of that was already there.
Which is funny because I think it's in episode 4 where the kids are talking and they say like Hawkins' lab is where the Upside Down was created, and I felt like it implied that the Upside Down was created in this moment when 1 and 11 like were having this big thing, right? And when 11 like ripped open the gate. I don't think that's when it was created. I agree that it was there, and Elle just opened a gate somehow.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of, or at least I took that as being, well, I guess it didn't actually outright say it, but I mean, I thought it was pretty much confirmed. Yeah. I mean, she ripped open a hole, but it's in there.
Yeah. No, like, says the lab is where the portal was created. Yes. It's not where the Upside Down was created. It's where the portal was created. Yes.
That's probably a better way to describe it here.
And so I was going to not mention it, but let's just put it out there that we're going to come to this later, but that scene where they're discussing Einstein-Rosenberg bridges and wormholes has got to be important.
Oh yeah. And I wonder though, is that just what they're calling the portals? I mean, technically a portal, if it connects, 2 different dimensions, it kind of is a wormhole. So it kind of depends how you look at wormhole.
And we'll come to that later, but since we're all over the place right now.
Yeah. And B says, which we'll come back. I think we should come back to this.
I'll hit a star on that and come back to that. Yeah.
We'll come back to your comment, B, once we get to the part with Wally a bit, because we're getting too far away. All right. So we have Derek here, who
I love Derek.
Yeah, he's great. And he is going to be Henry's next victim, I guess, is the way I'd say it.
Yes.
But
did you guys think in this scene, it was like a kindergarten classroom? Like they have those little cubbies and he's making a sculpture with like gumdrops and sticks. And I'm like, what the hell this is like preschool level. And then when they turn this around, you see cursive letters on the wall. They're learning cursive. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're in 2nd or 3rd grade. I feel like the Duffer Brothers did not consult Scarlet on like what's an age appropriate.
I thought he was being. Oh, I thought you mean the Tesseract too, or.
Well, I mean, he's supposed to be 9 or 10 years old, maybe, but this is a classroom of much younger children. And the activity, if my taxpayer money was going to delightful Derek using
I hate to say about the public school system, Karen.
Yeah, like I was like, what is, like, I look at this classroom and I'm like,
fair, he's made a shape that is a lot more complicated than maybe like a 7-year-old or something could make. I don't know, but yeah, the fact that he's playing with the sticks and gumdrops is more the issue, I think.
Yeah, he's making it like a tesseract, yes. But I'm like, I had a cubby hole in preschool. Let's had a cubby hole. I was in preschool, right? Like
they have cubby holes in Montessori where I work, and that's all the way through 5th grade.
And how old are your kids with cubby holes? They're not like 10. I don't. Anyway, I felt like
cubby holes. I said the whole school has cubby holes.
Oh, you said that. Sorry. I just
feel
they don't
like have lockers for some reason. But I don't know if that's just a Montessori thing or just a school.
I feel like the age of these kids are so hard to determine between the environment they're being placed in and their physical bodies, and then their dialogue is not that of Holly's dialogue is not that of a 7-year-old. Derek's dialogue is not that of a 9-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're doing that kind of Jurassic Park thing where there was that really smart kid who did gymnastics and she was like didn't act her age.
Oh yeah, her father was like super genius.
Yeah, maybe it's working on that. Maybe it's working on that kind of trope.
Yeah,
kids movies.
Yeah. Well, also here's a good point. Are they in the real school, Lilu? Like half the town is shut down, right, and blocked off by the military, and maybe this is like a workaround, like that they had to just put the kids in like whatever, like
whatever was there,
whatever's available and not taken over by the military is now available to be a classroom. That's a very good point. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say too, I know in my school, but I don't think it wasn't until I think 5th grade though. I'm trying to remember. We like changed classrooms after a certain point too. So it was like different grades in each classroom, but I think that wasn't until 5th grade. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
It's way back there.
Do we love Derek's sweater? I love Derek's sweater.
Yeah. It's a bold choice. But yeah, he's what, or it was Leela said he's making tesseracts. He kind of is. So
that is, yeah.
Yeah. It might be important. But yeah, either way, Henry is coming for Derek. And we also, I know Tuesday sort of talked about the idea of, did they potentially use a little bit of a de-aging on him here? It sure looks like they might have. And it might just be he can look young when he wants to. I don't know. But I could see if they did, just to also make him seem more like approachable to the kids that age. And I think he probably could change his appearance pretty easily just because he's who he is. So but yeah,
it's interesting that, so he's Mr. What's-It. Like, so Holly is reading A Wrinkle in Time. She's maybe a hair young for that book, but not crazy young for it. And so she's calling him Mr. What's-It because she's reading that book. But by eventually everyone is calling him Mr. What's-It.
Yeah, and that's, I hadn't even thought of like, why are they calling him Mr. What's-It if they aren't reading that book? Unless it's just,
I think they mostly know him as Henry, and like I think our gang, the Stranger Things
kind of became like a code name, maybe.
I think Henry's chosen a very interesting outfit to be trying to be a best friend to all these little kids. And I would hope that if I had a 7-year-old and they saw this guy, they'd be like, wait, what? This is not, you're not a, right?
You're not my age. Yeah, you're the
way that he, I mean, it's very Stranger Dangery the way he's dressed, right? Like, what?
Yeah.
But
it's also interesting, like he seems to be, well, no, we're in the 80s. I was gonna say he seems to be dry. We're in the 80s. I don't know. I guess that could be an 80s suit. I was thinking
he's in the 50s.
He's in the 50s.
That's what I said. He was thinking he more looks dressed like from his own time that he came from, more likely.
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of interesting that he's doing that. All right, the Turnbow Trap. All right, so this is where we get the conversation, and this is what I was saying to you, Scarlet, that he tells her at one point that he's going to make Derek's favorite pancakes. So I assume that he was planning to bring him to the house. He just never got that far.
But did you guys catch before that he tells Holly that as soon as her parents are well, they will join us here?
Yeah.
That's an outright lie, right? That's an outright lie.
Unless it's going to be gross and death.
Yeah, and unless she is like kind of not experiencing time the same because she's in this memory or whatever, it does concern me that she is not concerned. Because even if he says, "Oh, your parents will be here," she knows her mother was like ripped to pieces by the Demogorgon. She should be worried about her. She's a kid, but she's still like normal. She should be somewhat worried about her, I would think, and not just like completely oblivious.
I mean,
and again, yes, she's 7, but
maybe whatever Henry's pumping into her has an effect of like dulling her concerns, like almost like if you took like a bunch of like painkillers for whatever reason, would you have a less ability to be concerned? Like, we don't know what he's pumping into her.
Yeah, I would buy that, but it's kind of like you usually tell me, if they don't tell you that, you shouldn't be having to kind of find it.
Yes. Oh my God. I say stuff like that all the time. So thank you.
Yell at me for that.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's just a little weird that she's not. I mean, is it important? Right. Maybe not. But Lilu's saying, though, at that age, maybe they can have some memory loss, but I would think, unless it's like because she jumped from 7 to 11, I would think that you would still worry about a parent and would want, her mother there. I don't know.
Maybe at 7, like it's difficult to appreciate the extent of those injuries, or maybe is 7 old enough to really appreciate I've never raised a kid. I don't know what age they begin to really understand death and like the possibility that their parents could die, or is she young enough that she doesn't really like?
Yeah. I also question, was she pulled away maybe in the middle of the attack too, is the other question.
She didn't really see her mother being.
Right. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
To me, because she was, I mean, her mother did it to try to stop her from being taken, but it didn't work. So it could be. She could be in shock, but she's not acting like she is. I guess that's my point. Like, if they don't say it, like it just seems weird to me. Like if they had shown, that she seemed more, apathetic for that reason, maybe it wouldn't bother me so much. But they didn't say anything like that.
Two really good comments here, Jamie. The next two.
Yeah. Be saying that her kid understood death in first grade, so 7. Yeah, I would say, though, I think that also depends potentially if the child has maybe experienced death or not, like even a pet death or something. Like, I feel like that makes a big difference.
I mean, she does live in a town where tons of people get killed all the time.
That is true. So yeah, maybe it just isn't a big deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did push Holly behind her. Lulu, you're right. I mean, maybe she didn't see the extent of it. I don't know. It just irritated me. It's not a huge deal. It's not really important to the story. I just kept thinking, like, why would you be like, okay, just make sure they come,
No, denial's a powerful thing also.
It is. That is true. I mean, look, her brother not being there, I could see, like, her brother wasn't hurt. It's just her mother. It just seems, I don't know, something about it seems disingenuous. But he does change the look of his age pretty easily here in the show.
He looks older there.
Yeah, it kind of changes. I don't know. It might just be the makeup. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But this is where they go outside the house, and he tells her his one rule, which is don't go into the woods, which we know, obviously, that he's going to go into the forest.
We talked about this on Tuesday. Scarlet wasn't with us, but Jamie and Adrian and I talked about this when Henry's like, I'm gonna leave, I gotta go somewhere, I'm gonna leave you here all by yourself. I have one rule, don't go in the woods. When I watched this, I was sure he was setting her up and testing her. And when I saw that note in the mailbox, it was a test, right? I thought Henry was like setting her up, like to I mean, it's like if you tell a little kid, don't go in my closet, they go right in there to find the Christmas presents or whatever, right? Like I was sure it was a Henry setup.
That's I still think that's interesting. I just was sure that it meant it was going to happen. I did not think he was setting her up.
I thought that writing was a little bit too feminine to be Henry's.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that we both look at it different ways because it makes it come across different, and it really. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It gives it that fairy tale edge too of not going in the woods, like a fairy tale kind of deal.
Right?
Yeah, and she does have
this whole thing looks like a fairy tale. That's one of the reasons I like this episode because of all the fairy tale feel to it.
Yeah, and Jamie, she's got, as Jamie was saying, that the whole Little Red Riding Hood look with the cloak and everything, right? And even baking and
did Henry just make that cloak appear so she could look like her D&D character? I'm kind of confused about that.
Yeah,
or was just there.
Yeah.
Jen says he definitely set her up and left the boombox in the mailbox.
See, I thought that was just to keep her happy in the house, so she had something to do. That's why he could look at it.
She could have a montage of
and just giving her a gift to ingratiate himself with her, right?
Yeah. That's how I took it. That's why I said that really can be either way. I'm thought we're ever going to find out, or it's just kind of however you take it.
I mean, I kind of really thought he was setting her up. And, what we learn later is that Henry can't or won't go into the cave. Like, is there a part of him that wants Max and Holly to connect because somehow through Holly he can get to Max or something like that, right? Like,
he might be trying to draw Max out. Is definitely a possibility. We just don't know yet. Lulu says that's why I think he may not be Vecna Henry. So yeah, that's true too. Depending how he meant it, could make a difference.
Well, and his previous comment, like we don't know, her comment that we didn't put up yet was like we don't have to. Was like, was it the same Demogorgon who took her? Was it the same one who attacked their parents or whatever? Right?
Yeah, and that's my other question. Like, it seems to be, I thought it was supposed to be that the Demogorgon, tried to kill her mother, didn't work, but he grabbed Holly. But I mean, maybe the Demogorgon did grab Holly because she clearly was afraid of the Demogorgon, but maybe like Henry saved her from the Demogorgon.
I mean, we saw a Demogorgon grab her by the foot and drag her.
We did, but I mean, the fact that she's with Henry, is that because she doesn't really remember what happened, which could account for all of that, or did he save her and that's why she's following Henry? That wasn't something that was in the show that we get an answer to, but it does make me wonder if maybe she thinks he's a hero because he protected her. But if he did, they should have shown that, and it's not shown. So I just question how she goes from being attacked by the Demogorgon and her mother, almost killed, to being with Henry all calm. Like there's some disconnect that they didn't.
Because she's trapped and he's pumping her with whatever. She's not really in that house.
Right. But that's my point. Like they should have, I feel like if that's the case, maybe they could have shown something of that.
Well, they do show it in episode 4. You see her. You see her in episode 4. Will has the vision of her like on the post with the thing in her mouth. You see it in episode 4. You just hadn't seen her here at this point.
Right. So it could just be that she doesn't remember a lot of what happened because of whatever's going on too. Let
me click Jamie.
Okay,
B says, I didn't have that thought that he was setting her up. I thought he was giving those gifts to keep her in the house. But here's the thing. I have a question about that. I don't know if you guys do, but why keep her in the house? He says there are monsters in the woods. Don't go in there. But there are no monsters in the woods. There's only Max in the woods.
Yeah, but he doesn't want her to go to the evil cave where he can't go into.
Right. Yeah, I think he just doesn't want to. Yeah. No, I don't think
he's not setting her up to trick her. He just truly doesn't want her to go there.
That's how I took it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he can't go there because he gets the shakes.
Yeah, we don't. Let's see. Lilo says, I think those memories were good memories. Mind Flayer, I'm assuming that's Mind Flayer. Wouldn't want Henry Vecna.
Interesting acronym.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I assume that Henry is completely, like Vecna and Henry are one and the same, but maybe there's some kind of, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like
this next comment. Look at Jen's comment.
I think it was Henry that was trapped by the Mind Flayer in 1957, wants to get Holly and Max together to fight the Mind Flayer since he can't. That's really interesting. Yeah.
That would make Henry not the villain that he was to be, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting. That's why I said I love hearing this and seeing people's different takes on it, because really we don't know. I mean, we're all guessing. Just because we think one thing doesn't make it the case. That is a possibility that I had never thought about. And then sorry, I'm like trying to. I don't know why I can't, like, my eyesight is not working right now. I think this is a memory that may not have as a memory world that may not even have accurate memories.
Yep.
Hey,
it's a memory. Do any of us have accurate memories, right? Like, is memory, unless you have one of those perfect photographic memories, our memories are not that reliable always.
They're not, and they're also tainted by your emotions too.
Yeah.
So it can be a lot of things. Let's see. Lulu says she's being cocooned like the others. I think Mr. Whatsit Henry has rescued her from being trapped outright and upside down. This is just a theory. Let's see how the next 3 episodes go. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I really had not. Yeah, I had not thought any of that, and I think that those are really interesting theories that I could completely change it. Right? Like if it ends up that he's not aware, or he's a different version of Henry because he's from the past, or whatever. Like that completely changes everything.
I like the idea that he could maybe not be the big bad that he seems to be, except for the part that in those flashbacks, he tortured and killed animals. He killed his sister. He was like a messed up person from the jump, right? But and it wasn't the house, because his parents moved to that house in the hope of having a fresh start that would help change Henry a little bit, right? And it didn't work. It's not the house. It was not equivalent.
Yeah, and it clearly was not what happened to him with 11 that made him bad. I mean, he was already evil before he got to that point.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have to, and B, that's why we were saying we need to have a watch party to watch the play before we see the episodes, the next 3 for the finale, to get some more context on.
Yes, and I know that not everyone in the chat is happy that the play became canon.
Yeah, that kind of sucks for people that don't have the big bucks.
I've not seen it
on Broadway.
I've not seen it. Yeah, it's uncool that it has to be on Broadway and you can't see it, and although it's online, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna have a watch party.
I'm not always in love with like added content being canon, but the fact is that it's canon, so let's watch it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Because the comment moved that says that he did that after he disappeared into the caves and into Dimension X.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a lot of this is partially coming from I'm guessing from the play. That he was normal until he was 8 and went into Dimension X, and his parents moved from Nevada to Hawkins because he got weird. Yeah. See, I think we really need to watch it and get this full context, because I feel like we're not seeing all the context they are, and that makes a difference. So we'll have to make sure we pick a time for everybody to go watch it.
Hey, I'm just turning off my camera while I get a Tylenol, and then but I'm with you. I'm gonna carry my computer and talk to you guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
Great clothing in the shot. This great clothing, like your sweater. Her whole outfit's cool too.
Yeah, it's got a lot of color. The thing I hate about it becoming canon is there's so much that the play gets different than the show.
And there's 2 versions. The US version is different than the UK version. So it's like, which one is canon now?
What I more have a problem with them making something canon is if it's something that's canon that's not easily accessible. Like,
it seems like a cash grab that they're doing a Broadway production.
Right. But I mean, like, if it was always online and available online, like easily, then I would say okay. But
you can watch a documentary on it on Netflix.
Right. Well, that I didn't know.
You can't watch the show though. You can watch a documentary on the play.
But no, what I'm meaning is that, like, I think, and I could be wrong, but I'm guessing the majority of the people that have seen the series have not seen the play. So it shouldn't be something that is integral to the canon. Like, it should be extra canon added.
And that's what B is saying, right? I've heard that we don't need to see it to understand what's going on, but I don't buy that.
Yeah. Hey, extra stuff you don't know. And Jen says the differences between the plays are minor. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen either, so I can't comment. But that's good if they're not at least a huge difference. Because obviously most people, if they see any, are not going to see both. But yeah, I think that if they're going to have the content be something that's important, then they need to stream it on Netflix. That to me is the only way that makes sense. All right. So Holly has been told don't go out is the point. They had to change some of the words like they did in Harry Potter to make that would make sense.
What?
To just
change some of the like what words did they have to change?
Like when the first Harry Potter book came out in the UK, it was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And in the US, it's Sorcerer's Stone. Or in the UK books, he wears trainers. And in the US books, he wears sneakers.
I thought they had changed whole different scenes in the play, like changed the context of some of the scenes.
I don't know about
and took some of the scenes out of the US one.
I also don't understand that they think that people can't understand it. I mean, I guess maybe kids wouldn't, but I would think that that's something you would still pick up on and get.
Never underestimate how stupid people can be.
I guess. I just never understood changing it from Philosopher's Stone because, like, it's the Philosopher's Stone in, like, you know, books when you hear about it normally, and they changed it. I'm always like, why did they change it? But, you know, it is what it is. They think Americans are stupid, I guess. I don't know. All right. So I digress. Back at the wall.
Maybe they made the American play easier to understand.
It might be. It totally might be. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm getting so used to watching so many British things that most of the stuff I hear and I don't think anything of. Like I a lot of times sometimes like even say some of the things like, what is it? Is it takeaway? No, people say
takeaway. It's like, yeah.
People say takeaway too. What is the thing they say that means takeaway though? I'm trying to think. It's
when you pick up food.
No. I mean, there's a word they use for takeout. I thought it was takeaway, but they say takeaway.
Americans say takeout. UK says takeaway.
Okay, it is takeaway. I thought it was something more. I guess I've heard it so many times it doesn't seem strange to me anymore.
Okay, in Hawkins they say takeout.
Yeah. My point is that I've watched so many British shows and stuff at this point. I hear a lot of it, and I don't necessarily even think about it. I've gotten used to the accents too.
We digress.
Yes, we're getting too far off track. All right, so they're at the wall. We left them at the wall here. I think this is this the peeing thing? This is where he grabs him, right?
The wall pee?
No, that was Hopper. I thought that was that guy. Is that guy? Yeah, that is that guy. That's where they grab him. But this is where
you didn't get a pee shot. We're past the pee.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is where she's having a reaction to the sound. And
there's a moment, I correct me if I'm wrong. I think what happens is they find the knife that Hopper left stuck in the wall.
This is the pee shot. He pees and he sees the knife.
Oh, he sees the pee shot, yes. And he sees the knife, and they realize these guys are around. And then one of these guys says, "Get on the hedgehog," and the other guy jumps up there and turns on the sonic weapon, whatever it is, the mind weapon. I'm not sure really if
they must have turned on a second one though, because she's already on the ground from it.
I was expecting a giant hedgehog.
He jumps up on the truck and turns it on, and that's what throws her to the ground.
Right, but I mean, she's on the ground before that, is what I'm saying.
She's not on the ground before they turn that on. She's not.
Okay, well, if she's not, then the pictures are somehow out of order.
Right? I think it's when they jump on the truck and turn it on is when she's thrown to the ground.
Yeah, I don't know. It's possible they got out of order. They should be by time and stamp instead of by update, but it's possible when I added some, they didn't go back in.
So I could be wrong. I just watched it today.
It's not super important. I'm just saying it's possible. Sometimes I've added them after they might not have went back in the right place when I took more captures.
I'm not sure if the truck is the hedgehog or the weapon is the hedgehog. If in the military,
I think this is the vehicle, not the weapon.
Yeah, because hedgehogs are really those things when in D-Day when they invaded the beaches and they had those big metal X's on the beach, those are hedgehogs called also. I think the military likes the word hedgehog.
Maybe.
But anyway, she's basically incapacitated by this. I'm not sure. So at the time, I thought it might. When we first see it affecting her, it looks like a loudspeaker, and I thought it might be sound. But by the end of these 2 episodes, I don't think it's sound, right?
I think it's either a sound wave people can't hear, or it's a vibration. That's kind of how I look at it, because I think at one point she says something about the sound and he says he can't hear it. So it's not an out loud thing, but I think that I don't know. I take it that it's some kind of sound waves or vibrations or something that's affecting her.
I don't know, because in the end we see, I'm not sure where it's being. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Sound, maybe it's sound, because whatever it is,
the frequency bothers her.
I mean, I think whether it's sound or something else, it is designed to affect her brainwave. So whether it's sound, whether it's another kind of wave, a radio wave, who knows? But I agree with you. It's some sort of wave that's being sent out of those speakery kind of things, right?
Yeah. It's probably at a frequency he can't hear because he's not special. Also, he's Hopper. He's Hopper. I love that. Yeah. It's some kind of wave of some sort, we're assuming. But either way, it affects her. It doesn't really matter what it is. It makes her so she can't use her powers and knocks her, incapacitates her.
And yet it seems to not, later on, it seems to not affect the Demogorgons or Vecna.
Yeah. So it might be something specific to the way her powers work.
Yeah.
It somehow interrupts it. And the thing is, it doesn't just stop her powers. I mean, it stops her. She gets a nosebleed and she can't
she appears to be in
barely can function.
Pain, right?
Yeah. She's in pain and not doing well. At any rate, this is where Hopper has the shootout with them behind this awesome sign. And they shoot at each other, and there he is.
He has these 2 grenades. Oh, there's shooting the hedgehog.
Yeah, and he shoots the the satellite. It's like a little mini satellite dish. At least that's what it looks like to me. Whatever it is,
sound speakery projectory thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he shoots it, and then she's fine, and she's like, I'm going to kill you. At least that's what it's like to me. They're definitely like, oh, this is not good for them. We know that. That's interesting. Jen says radio waves or sonic waves probably tying into the radio tower and music, perhaps. Music and even the radio waves is kind of a big thing in this show, so it would make sense. But again, it's kind of one of those things where unless they tell us like scientifically what it is, we're just kind of left to wonder, and it doesn't necessarily matter. We know that it incapacitates her.
It's some like pseudo-scientific nonsense, probably.
Yes,
that
probably.
Yeah,
probably. All right, so here they are at the radio station.
I love that picture. I love that shot.
Yeah, it's great. The squawk. So they are still trying to figure out at this point how to get Hopper to hear Hopper from the Upside Down.
I love this shot also. Do you think that the actor who plays Lucas grew his hair like that, or that's like a wig?
Probably a wig.
And I love Dustin with his busted up face and gigantic Mike.
Yeah. But I have to assume I'm going to say a wig, because otherwise that kid's going to go around with hair from the 80s. I don't know.
Oh, you could start a trend.
Well,
revival.
I mean, if they paid me enough and I could do it, like people grow their hair sometimes for a role, right?
Or cut it all off for a role.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it could be some sort of hair addition.
The consensus in the chat is it's a wig. So yeah, we don't really know unless you watch a special and it tells us. We won't know. But they're at the radio station and trying to figure out. Now this is Will. He's, I think, still with. Is he still with Robin there, or is he already back?
I think this is when that shot might be when he gets to the play. He runs off with Robin. He gets to the playground and has a vision at the playground. Maybe playground shot.
He's probably telling him what he saw. Either way, they're still trying. Yeah, the point is they're trying to find Holly, and now they know that Derek is the next intended target. Is kind of part of what's being discussed. In addition to trying to find Hopper, right? They're making their plans for rescuing people. This isn't yet where they're deciding to go break into the base, but I think at this point they already know that Derek is an intended target.
Yeah. And this is where Mike has his, like, is that Mike or Will? Will's explaining the plan, but this is the plan to get the kids in the Upside Down. I really like the scene. I kind of like how they have elevated these kids to being able to really know the environment, really know the terrain, and be able to do some planning. And we're beyond the point of the show where they were like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Like, these are very experienced characters. And I like that they're skipping over like the wondering and planning and right to the execution.
Yeah. True. Why is hold on a second. My page, there we go. It wasn't loading. All right. So yeah, they are making their plan at any rate on what to do. And I know you talked on Tuesday about how it's cool that they keep bringing it back to the Dungeons and Dragons into their plans and everything, which I agree. I think is cool that they always keep that a part of it. It's basically a dungeon crawl. They have lots of experience with those. It's true. Yep. It's true. You just do it in D&D usually.
Yeah.
So they're getting ready. And then, I think that might be part. I wish there was like a picture to know, but I think part of their planning might already be about Derek. I'm honestly not sure. Since you rewatched it, I figured you'd know more than me.
If you go back to those little creatures, those little like figures, this is where Mike says, okay, this one is Derek. These are his family members. We need someone who can get in there, who's really trusted, who can, right? Like this is, he's using these figures to articulate the plan. And by the end of it, he says, we need someone they really trust who can get in there. And they're like, who's that? And then boom, cut to Erica, like in the next shot, right? I think that's what happens here.
Yeah, but that shot might have been in more than one piece, maybe. Yeah, that because they go back and forth. But all right, so he's already had his vision then, Will has, about Derek, realizing it's through Derek's eyes. So
yeah,
at this point, that's what I wasn't sure.
And you know, I think maybe these are the shots where I had texted Jamie earlier today where I was like, I love these scenes where we didn't get a good shot of Steve, but in the background where Will's articulating this plan and Will's like, and Mike's like, let's get in the house and do whatever. And Steve's always in the background shaking his head and rolling his eyes at how ridiculous and doomed to fail these plans are.
Yeah, except they've been working. So somewhat, I should say, have been working. So this is the montage of Holly, you know.
Yeah, she cooked some cake for herself.
Making cake and everything else. And she finds his Boy Scout box and puts on his Boy Scout stuff. And we talked about this a little bit. I think she just wants to be like him. I don't know that there's much else in that. But yeah, she's connecting with Henry, I guess, in that way. Layla says she loves the dress. It's definitely not.
Awesome.
I like all the dresses, but this one was special.
Yeah, but it is definitely for her the age she's supposed to be playing, more so than the age she is. But yeah, she's getting ready to leave. This is where she hears a knock, or I think it's a knock, isn't it? And she goes down to the
knocking. Yeah,
and she sees the note. And yeah, I thought immediately that was not Henry. I just didn't think about Max in this part.
I didn't either.
I didn't until we find out later.
I thought possibly this was part of the Henry setup where he says, "Don't go in the woods," and she gets a note saying, "Meet me in the woods." I mean, I knew that Henry wasn't really in trouble and needed help in the woods. Right. I thought maybe this was where Henry was trying to trick her.
It looks so girly though, the handwriting.
I mean, I guess, but it looks child. I mean, yeah.
The only thing though, hey Dieter, the only thing though that I would wonder is if he was going to try to trick her, like, if we're saying she's 7 and we're going by the age she's supposed to be, I feel like a 7-year-old being told don't go out and then getting a note that says come out, like, wouldn't necessarily reason as much of, like, I mean, I know she says he said not to, so she does remember it, but I mean, I feel like a 7-year-old wouldn't necessarily reason as much that she's still not supposed to, you know what I mean? Like, she would, I could see her following the directions, just because it tells her to. She's 7, you know. And
I do think, I look at this note, it's written, it's not in cursive, it's in regular printing. It's all, there's no word that's more than like 5 letter. This is a note that you write to a 7-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a 7-year-old. How old do 7-year-olds read? I can't remember. I was
back then they learned cursive though in school. Now they do not.
Well, I learned cursive. I don't think I learned it when I was 7. But
no, I know. I'm just meaning in general because I remember
kids can read when they're like 5, right? So, but
some can, if they're smart enough.
Yeah, some can. No. I'm just saying that I know of. I mean, maybe it's different in some places, but now they don't teach kids cursive, which I still don't understand. But yeah,
it's excellent for parents writing like Christmas lists and things you don't want your kids.
You don't have to write letters anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not. Lilu says, I love the season. It's so little girl forward. That was not what I meant to click on, but there we go. B said, I think the writers needed a way to make her look like her D&D character with the whole.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it just materialized there.
Yeah, it kind of did. Holly is very much the knee baby. I've not heard that before. That might be a typo. And was very much up under her mom and seems like she did everything she was told.
She's much younger than Mike, right? She's supposed to be 7. Mike is like 14, right? She's the baby of the family for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely the baby, is the baby. 7-year-olds vary from hop on pop to chapter books. And Jen says that her kids are learning cursive in their school. 3rd and 4th grade teachers didn't teach it in New York. That's great. I think they should teach it. I know they don't all teach it.
Some do and some don't. Yeah.
I wonder though if it's certain places in New York, because I remember AJ complaining that they weren't teaching his kids cursive. So it must be certain places in New York.
Going back for a second, B, thanks for reminding me. You say 7-year-olds vary from hop on pop to chapter books. So I just talked about this being note for 7-year-olds, and I forgot the part where Holly is reading A Wrinkle in Time. Holly is a reader. She's reading chapter books.
She's a reader.
She is a reader.
Like Hermione. She's up there. She's already figured it out.
I forgot
All
that
these kids are geniuses, all of them.
Yeah, they are.
Advanced, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Wrinkle in Time is
7-year-old
age for
book.
7-year-old. Yeah.
Is it a callback to all those like movies like Explorers where kids are making stuff in their garages in the 80s?
Yeah.
They have a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, they are. All right, let's see. So the note says where to go through the woods, up the hill, which like I said the other day, I still thought when it says walk up the hill, run up the hill, because they should have played the music. They should have played the music. Yeah, she's got to go up the hill.
Yeah, run up that hill. If you made a deal with God. Wait a second.
Yeah, don't get that song stuck in my head anymore. I don't need another earworm. Thank you. I had that stuck in my head so much last season.
Kate Bush is great though.
No, it is. I like
Kate Bush.
Yeah, it's a great song. So back in the Upside Down, the general, right? I think it was
General Dickhead, whatever his name is. Yeah.
General Dickhead is still looking for 11, trying to catch her, and it's not working out for him. And this is where
his amount of hate for this child is very
over the top,
over what it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you noticed how like all his guys just call 11 the freak?
Yeah.
They just call her the freak all the time. These guys are very angry and mean and scary. Yeah. Anyway, and he's got like 2 collars, like everybody in the 80s had 2 shirts with 2 collars, but he's got like his whole like outfit is very like, sort of, I don't know, like it's almost like the collar of a cloak on like an evil like Darth Vader type person, right?
Well, that's funny.
Yes, it's very stereotyped as villain.
Yeah. Lilu says to him she's not a child, she's a weapon. That's also true. But yeah, I don't know. He's obviously more afraid of her than he should be.
She's not a person to him at all.
Yeah. And she was created to kill. She was created to kill people. But we know she's good. So we're seeing it obviously from our point of view. But he still seems a little over, maybe a little over the top. But I don't know, because it depends. We're seeing it from.
She's kind of like she's his Moby Dick. She's kind of like his white whale. Like he can't catch her, and she keeps beating him, and it's making him angrier and angrier, right?
Yeah. Yeah. B says, I wonder what those men have been told about 11 versus what Dr. K thinks or knows about her. I mean, he may not know how far her powers go. I don't know. I think he was there. I think he knows. I don't know if he was there, but I mean, he knows that she blew up that helicopter.
I don't think he saw that because he went around. But do you remember at the end of season 4, he comes up that staircase out of that doorway, and there's like 10 dead people, all those dead scientists lying around, and the crash
soldiers. Right? So she killed some of his men. So he's not happy about it at any rate.
Yeah. And yeah, they seem to. Can you go to Lilu's last comment?
Whoop.
They seem to not know about Henry or the Demogorgons. Like they seem to think it's. I mean, they see the wall. They're in the Upside Down, but they seem to think it's all 11, or at least this general guy thinks.
Yeah, they have to have seen the Demogorgons. I would think. I think they just think maybe she could be controlling them. That's possible. All right, so this is where she tells Hopper she is going to go inside and stop them. She also. Okay, wait. This isn't about the door.
This is where she says, "I can break into that guy's mind," right?
Yeah, you're right. This is where she wants to break into his mind, not where it's happened yet. And he's like, I'll do that. I'll capture him. And, that's his job, which clearly she doesn't listen to.
Well, and he says, look, they tried for 2 weeks to break me and they couldn't do it. How are you going to do it in 20 minutes with your vast training and like counter,
Yeah. And of course she's able to because, it's a TV show, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so we go to the science class for them talking about the wormholes. as we said earlier, the Einstein-Rosenberg Bridge or whatever it is it's called they're talking about. Yeah. And this is in Erica's class, and they get her out of class. Yeah, her favorite class. And her brother and Mike get her out of the class because they need her help, because they need to get Derek's family out of the house. And she was best friends with Derek's sister, and she doesn't want to help, but they tell her that the girl will hate her after this and she won't have to deal with her anymore because they know she's really pissed at her. And of course that works. And then she's like, sure, you should have led with that. So she was willing to help them.
So for those were like frenemies, her and Tina.
Yeah. They've been frenemies.
Like Scarlet, isn't this like totally, and Jamie also, and everyone in the chat, this is like the most like 14-year-old girl conversation I could imagine, right? Like,
yeah.
And the boys are like, wait, what? Your best friend? And she's like, not as of 12 days ago because of gym class. Like,
friendships change quickly, right?
Yeah, even the dinner scene just coming up, they get into that kind of banter back and forth.
Yeah.
It's great. I like Tina too. Tina's great.
The way like two 14-year-old girls can be best friends and then hate each other and be like sworn enemies. And it turns out it's sort of over a boy, but not really. And like that, it just felt really
real.
Real. Yeah. Really real.
Yeah.
Real.
I agree. It worked. All right. So meanwhile, Will and I'm blanking. Robin are going to the hospital because they need drugs.
Nursing home.
The nursing home. Yeah, they need drugs in order to. It said hospital though, didn't it?
Is it the hospital? Well, they're in a
wing that's the more of the nursing home.
To see her old granny and whatever. I misunderstood. Yeah. Anyway, they're in this hospital.
Yeah. They need drugs to knock out the family. And she's saying that the one nurse or whatever on that, I think it's a nurse, but the one on that level, like, does not pay attention to the drugs and is not very protective of them, so they can sneak in. But yeah, she has like a fake granny that she uses to get in
to see Vicky, because Vicky's a candy striper there.
Yes. She's been using this excuse and been getting in that way. And they almost run into Vicky at this point. They're hiding from her. And this is also where her and Mike have Will have their talk about Vicky, where he kind of asks a little bit about her. And
like, how did you know? Isn't it where he asks, like, how did you know?
Yeah. And it's also through these scenes that she tells him how she, it took her forever to know who she was and to accept who she was, because that's, I think, very obviously important to what happens at the end of the next episode, is him, gaining self-confidence.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, through these scenes, this one, and then the subsequent scenes of them.
Yeah, there's more than one. But that's what those scenes are about. And then we have more of Murray.
Actually, isn't this the scene where she says, like, he mentions them kissing? She goes, I knew that was your bowl cut. And Will goes, yeah, they're not that popular anymore.
So even he knows he needs a new haircut, right? He still has not got one though.
Yeah, that's why probably his mother moving around. So by the time episode 4 it's a little less bowl cutty. He's like moving around.
Yeah.
I think probably his mother cuts his hair, and that's why he's still got a bowl cut.
Literally puts a bowl over his head.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually, I think, did that back then sometimes. But
I think so, yeah.
All right. So anyway, Murray is back with more supplies.
I love Santa Murray.
I love Murray. Dustin is not happy with what he's brought, but he's brought what he can over the border, not over the border, over into their town. Joyce definitely cuts his hair. So that's what I'm saying. That's hilarious. All right. So this is where Dustin is like, we can use this car to track. We just need the tracking equipment, because they're taking apart. I only got the picture of them on the car, but they were taking the stuff out of the van to lighten it in order to make the tracking equipment work. And he's saying that they can do better with
in order to make the van move faster to keep up with Demogorgons.
Okay, I thought it was to make the tracking equipment work. Okay, to go faster. But either way, he's saying they can go faster in this car and they can put the tracker in there. And he is going to drill through the top of the car. And I love this scene. And Henry is understandably pissed off when he does it. He's like, no, not my car. I think he has a name for it. I don't remember. But yeah, Justin does not listen and drills a hole into the roof of his car. Let's see. Doc says Derek is his new favorite character. We all like Derek.
Oh, yeah.
B says the hairstyles for the show says she gives Will, Joyce, and Jonathan thick bangs to make them look more like a family. The thick bang family.
The thick bang family.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. They want them to connect that way. All right. So this is where Nancy is saying we can put the tracker into the shotgun and shoot the Demogorgon if we trap it, and then we can follow it to Holly.
Nancy is the best in these scenes.
She's awesome. And Murray's like, you can't do that. And she's like, why not? Like, we'll prove it works, right? So
yeah,
which is, what she does. Thank you, Doc. Yes, everyone, please like the video and subscribe to Sci-Fi-Vision. The people in my chat are always better at remembering to say that than I am. So please help us out there.
B, did you think the business with the car on top of Steve's Beamer was silly, or you thought
the hair
with the hair was silly? Yeah.
Yeah, I think she means the hair.
Jonathan's hair always looks like a lost wig. It kind of does. He has the worst wig on the show. He does.
Yeah, Jonathan does. I agree with that one. I think Jonathan does.
Yeah.
All right. So they're gonna carry out the I don't know what it is in there.
They're carrying sacks of potatoes.
Potatoes. Okay, I couldn't remember what was in it.
And that's to simulate like a body that you will have to shoot into, right?
Yes. And I think, is this Scarlet where they're having that conversation?
Yeah, that's my least favorite scene. I wasn't really going to say anything about it, but it just seems kind of weirdly 80s sexist to talk about like getting laid with a girl that's walking in front of you, even though her sister's missing, her parents almost died, but now's the time to go get that.
And did you try it? And did it work?
Yeah, but Scarlet
is so weird and out of place. And it's one of the things I don't like the Duffer Brothers, right? Like that's where they go sometimes, and it's like,
It's kind of cringy, but I agree. Scarlet was saying earlier, which is very true, that it's really creepy though, because he's like an adult.
Yeah,
like
he is an adult too.
He's not like it's one thing if it was like, okay, so it was 1980, like 7, it was a little more sexist time, but he is an adult. And if it was like Steve and Jonathan, and Steve was saying, hey man, you try it, that might be it'd still be sexist, but a little bit different. But
really badly timed. Right? Really badly timed.
Yeah, he's a little too old to be talking about sex.
Yeah, to be interested in them getting it on.
But look, it's done for comedic effect. It's not real life.
Yeah, it's not funny.
No, I agree with you. I think it was kind of ill-placed, but
because it's to play out that undercurrent of Nancy and Jonathan's not so perfect relationship, right?
Yes, and you're right. Murray was the one trying to get them together to have sex back in the other season.
Yeah, he's a creep. He's kind of a creep. A bunch of stuff in the chat. B, thank you. It's not potatoes, it's chicken feed. In the hair battle you guys are discussing, Steve's hair always wins, man. Steve is the hair, right?
Yeah, Steve's got the cool hair. Will's is the worst. I agree there. Hold on. You need help?
Ooh,
yeah,
hold on. Creaky door in your house, Jamie.
I'm sorry. What? Yeah, because I gotta hold Kiki.
Your dog opened the door, and it was
no. My dad opened the door to hand the dog to me, so I gotta hold Kiki a second while they're doing something. Say you can be on the show. It's okay. So yeah, she's gonna shoot it to see if she could shoot the tracker through it, and this is also where Murray gives him the ring, and we kind of had the discussion: did he ask for it? Or did
this is the second time we've seen this ring still in the cassette tape, which I think is a ridiculous place to store it, but whatever.
It is. It could get lost really easily, but it is what it is.
Oops. But the point is, it's still there. It's not on Nancy's finger. It's on the cassette. Does anybody let's start with Scarlet. Does Nancy and Jonathan as a couple going the distance, getting married? Like,
I always thought Jonathan was like the biggest creeper from season 1. Just creeper's got a creep. It's like, no.
Yeah, they're not.
Not sure if it's gonna work out or not.
I don't even know the actors have that much chemistry with each other, as well.
Oh, you're still choking. You okay?
You okay? Your dog's okay?
Yeah, she has, I don't know what it's called, but that thing with like her trachea that can, she's been having more trouble with it, and she can choke easy. And I didn't do anything, but she's been having it more often, coughing like that. Baby. She's having lots of issues. All right, so Lilu thinks Jonathan's Will. Jonathan's hair is a mix between the Hulk's hair after he hulks out in a bad lost wig. At least Will can style it differently. Yeah, that's pretty true.
Jonathan, mushroom cut.
Mushroom cut. All right. So let's see. B says, I don't see them getting married. I really think Murray's pushing some strange agenda. Maybe. I don't know. The way it's like an 80s movie though, I think they might in the end get married, but does it necessarily make sense for the characters? I don't think so.
I thought season 4 made it clear that Steve and Nancy have a better spark.
Yeah. Well, that's also because the two are dating in real life. Might be part of why that chemistry.
Were they? Really?
Yeah. It's been on different.
Lulu doesn't like Steve or Jonathan or Nancy, and I'm okay with that. Like, she's just out of high school. She's 17, maybe 18. Like, maybe you don't marry the first or second boy you dated. Some people do. Some people don't. Right?
It was
but I think I like Lulu's comment. I think Nancy is like there's something more than Hawkins in her future, right? Like, she doesn't have to marry the boy from Hawkins. She's got a lot ahead of her.
Yeah, I think I said that backwards. I was just realizing. I think I said that backwards. She's dating the one that plays Jonathan, not the one that plays Steve.
Oh, she is.
Yeah,
I
think
I was like, wait, like backwards. I'm like, oh, you mean like The Exorcist?
No, no. I mean, she's dating the actor that plays Jonathan, not the actor that plays Steve.
Okay.
I don't follow that very much, but I saw a thing on it somewhere. I saw it pop up. Where's their couple? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so they're in the Upside Down, and they are going. Elle decides to go into his mind, even though Hopper does not want her to, and she starts invading it. There she is in the Upside Down.
They're all. She's just sitting in the other.
They're all in the Upside Down. She's sitting in the bus with the tentacles.
The other bus, like not near the guy, so he doesn't see her.
Right.
And Hopper's questioning him, but she's like trying to dig in there. Like, I think when Hopper questions him, it distracts him, so Elle can jump in, right, when he's not paying attention.
He doesn't. I think at this point he didn't know she was going to do that. But there it is. The kind of.
No, he knew it was a setup between Hopper and Elle, I think.
Well, he had told her he didn't want her torturing him, but I guess he allowed her to go into his head.
He was trying to get some answers, not to.
Yeah, but he didn't think she'd be able to break them. This is sort of the representation of her in his head. That she's trying to get information. And there's Gable Ridge Road. These are the things she sees. She sees the tentacles or whatever. And what is the tentacles from anyway? That's not from a Demogorgon. Do we ever get like a name of what that is?
Those vines that are all over the place everywhere. If you step on them, they can react. And remember, like when Eddie stepped on them, all those bats flew and got him, right?
Yeah. I just was thinking that there might be like a tentacled alien that I was forgetting. That's why
I just thought it was something a little crafty and that was in the background.
Yeah, something definitely. So she knows there's a door that's locked, and she's trying to break through his mind to get him to tell, but he is resisting, and she's hurting him because she's trying to force it. And she doesn't actually find out anything because he doesn't know anything.
I think he's never.
Wait. Is this about the tentacles? They look like they taste good. Did I miss something?
Like, oh my God, like octopus tastes so good, right? Like octopus or calamari. Like I've had calamari before.
Yeah, fried calamari. Yeah, I don't know. Those big tentacles look great, but little ones maybe.
The little ones are more tender.
Yeah. I've had very little octopi.
So I think in those shots, like Elle is going through his mind. It's almost like his memories, kind of like Vecna does. Like she can see what he has seen in the past or what he's remembering, and she can't get through that door because that guy has never been through that door. Right? Did I understand that correctly, or do you guys understand it differently?
Yes, yeah, that's how I took it. That she can't get. I mean, she can't know something he don't know. She's in his mind, so
yeah.
All right, so now we go back to Holly, who is not left yet. We're sorry if I'm starting to move a little bit. We've been 90 minutes.
Right. Yes, please.
We're like halfway through the first episode.
And the other episode's an hour and a half, so yeah, I get it.
No, I know, but we're gonna really be here all night. We go too long. So she is deciding what to do with the letter, and she does put on the cloak that looks kind of like her D&D figure that he gave her.
It's a really nice outfit.
It is.
It's like velvet.
Yeah. But she is trying to decide what to do.
I like how she looked around about the cap was on it.
Like, wait, this isn't working. She finally figured it out. And then we go to see Derek, who is in his room.
His awesome room that has a full-size Pac-Man. It's a huge.
I know. That room is huge.
It's a very small.
And I don't think he shares it with his sister either. That is huge.
I think that's just like, all the sitcoms in the 80s where they have these really huge rooms for kids. And I was like, where's my phone? Where's my Pac-Man game?
Yeah, I had a phone. I never had a video game in the middle of my room.
And I think there's a comment made earlier in the show where someone's like, "Oh, Derek, aren't his parents the such and such, like the what's his name? Derek Bush, whatever their name is." Somebody said, "Are they?" What does?
Yeah, Turnbow.
Isn't that Turnbow Real Estate? Isn't his mom? Like, there's a comment made about like their business, and I guess they have some money in this family.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a huge room at any rate.
Which makes sense.
But his sister is telling him to get in to have dinner. And then this is where Erica comes over and says, "I'm so sorry for what happened. I want to be your best friend again." And
they hug.
They hug it out.
Friends again.
Although they still seem to be a little bit more frenemies than friends in this, but she does let her in, and they're like surprised it worked so well. They are at dinner. She's trying to get them, well, everybody but her friend. What's her friend's name again? I already forgot. Tanya. Everybody but her.
It's Tina.
Tina. Okay.
Tina. Sleeping pill pie is on the menu.
Yeah, and she does not want the pie.
She's watching her weight.
Yeah, so she's kind of refusing to eat it.
Erica wants her to be fat so the boy won't like her.
I love it because it's like, I'm not eating anything. I'm trying to count my calories. Well, I put non-dairy creamer. It's okay. You're trying to get me fat. We both like Joshua. They're talking about like Joshua or some kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what
you want that guy not to like me. You want me to be fat.
Yeah, they're arguing. She thinks she's doing it on purpose, but
it's comedy gold, is what it is.
It is. No, it's great, and that's okay.
He's pushing the pie back and forth.
You guys are interacting with us.
With the pie.
Actually,
moving through the photos, it was slow. I think more than anything.
It's ridiculous, but if you've been a 14-year-old girl, it totally makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still kind of frenemies. But
and then
her parents passed out. She's like, "Call 911," and she's like, "No, you should have ate the damn pie, right?"
I like how she's eating it like this.
Yes. Have a glass of wine.
And a glass of milk. And a glass of milk.
I didn't even notice that. I wonder if that was a mistake or not. That's funny.
It was the 80s, I guess.
Yeah. Why not? Sure, why not? But either way, she's going to inject her and knock them out. So they kidnap them all to take them to their hideout in the barn in order to protect them.
I know. I do have a question. She had a syringe full of stuff. Why didn't they have multiple syringes ready just in case any of these people woke up?
What if all four of them wouldn't eat the pie, right? She only is able to have one.
Well, they kept saying in the van that it was based on like if they drank alcohol or caffeine and all these factors. Why wouldn't you have a backup just in case they woke up?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
If they just loaded up on the bennies at the hospital, I mean, they could have.
Yeah, but it makes it more funny. That's for sure.
Yeah, it does make it.
So they come into the house and they make a trap for the Demogorgon. Totally ruin these poor people's house, although they had money. So
I love this sequence, you guys.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Right? The way they're like just have this big plan to cut up the house and do this and that. And I mean, they're destroying their entire house.
And it's just pretty good. They could have moved those wine bottles out of the way, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I love that he got the chainsaw and they cut the whole floor out somehow, which I'm not even sure that's possible to get around.
That's so clean.
But they somehow
you'd have to cut the joists that would have been holding up the ceiling, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Which they wouldn't, I don't think, even know how to do. But it's
I mean,
TV.
It was worth it to have that excellent shot of everyone up there looking down, right? It's a great shot.
Or the floor falling out of those wine bottles and the father's collection of wine, because they had that other shot of him just babying the wine and looking at the bottles, so he valued it so much.
Yeah, not anymore. All right, so they are setting it up. So they are going to sit and wait until the Demogorgon gets there, and then they are going to shoot it with a tracker. That's the plan. Meanwhile, Will is having a heart-to-heart with his mom, and telling her what he needs to do, and she's starting to listen a little bit.
He's like, "You have to trust me, right? Like, let me grow up and trust me a little bit."
Yeah. How hard is it to cut a hole in the ground? I don't think it's so much the hole in the ground, but it's like they'd have to. You're right. They'd have to cut the ceiling joists and everything apart. But
with a chainsaw.
Yeah. You're not supposed to think about all that.
Is this, Jamie? Is this shot that you have up? Is this where Joyce talks about feeling so guilty that she didn't know Will was missing in season 1? Is it later?
Like I
thought that was later,
or whatever, and she was tired. And
she blames herself for all that. But he's grown up, and he's kind of telling her that he needs to do what he needs to do, and she's listening for once. So I think he's getting through to her a bit. But yeah, there's a lot of this setup as they wait for the Demogorgon, and it's coming. And there's a great shot of it as it's ripped a hole through the ceiling in Derek's room, looking for Derek.
It was pretty tense, right? It was pretty well done.
It was. And they're lying in wait for it. And there he's with his, I don't know what that is, some kind of zombie weapon. I'm not sure what he's done to it. He's wrapped chicken wire or barbed wire or something around
I think it's a shovel that has a bunch of barbed wire.
Right? Yeah, a bunch of barbed wire.
It is a zombie apocalypse weapon.
He's a Negan wannabe, right?
The Lucille of shovels.
Yeah, exactly. Lucille shovel. But they knock it down. They catch it on fire. Either way, they do shoot it. They do get a tracker in it. And it runs off though.
I think B's right. It was kind of a Home Alone sequence. Like the demo comes in first, it gets hit, but it gets hit with the tripwire, and it gets hit with the nails. Then it gets hit with fire. Then it falls in the barbed wire. Like it was a Home Alone kind of sequence.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was like Goldberg. Goldbergian trap.
And Home Alone, a classic '80s movie, also, right?
Christmas movie as well.
Yeah, and a Christmas movie.
B agrees about the Lucille shovel. And I said too, I commented last time, I love the antennas. They're huge walkie-talkies, right? Of the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there they are with their...
They tagged it successfully.
Yeah, they tagged it. They're following it. Meanwhile, Derek has woken up, and he is not happy. And they're like, we're just trying to...
loose. He can see them.
Yeah, and it's like they're kidnappers. Yeah, I would be scared and pissed if I was a kid too. But they're trying to explain to him, you're in a lot of danger, Demogorgon coming. Will even sees it coming. But of course, the kid, not unexpectedly, does not believe them and tries to get away. And they have to...
Let me untie you. You'll be okay, right? You'll be calm, right?
Yeah. Does everyone have their own walkie-talkie? Yeah, there's a lot of walkie-talkies going around. I
mean, this is the thing that we have talked about on many, many shows. Like on Lost, they had walkie-talkies that would travel over great distances. We've talked about, Jamie, I'm thinking, I don't know exactly what shows in my head, but so many shows where the walkie-talkies have unlimited batteries and unlimited range and
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Oh my God, on Walking Dead, you can have a walkie-talkie and talk from
miles. It goes miles.
Texas to like Virginia on a walkie-talkie. Yes, Jamie.
Yes. One of the many inconsistent problems that are on Walking Dead.
It makes me appreciate that on this show. Sometimes they're like, the antenna's not working. We can't get a signal. Let's turn it around. Like, they don't always have a perfect signal on this show.
Yeah, it's a little more realistic. They're not cell phones, but they seem to be on certain shows.
Yeah. It's The Walking Dead is the greatest offender in history of television, maybe. Yeah.
And there's the walk up the hill. They really should have put Run. It just would have been so much more funny. Or at least, like I said, at least play the song in the background like really low. There has to be some reference, and I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but it's hilarious. Walk up that hill. All right, so she is on her way, and then she comes to the rock formation, which, like we said, kind of parallels the
wall, the neck wall.
Yeah. But they're already in the underground, so it's not like it's the real world version of it. Unless maybe it's the real world version of it, but we're seeing it in his memory. That's also a possibility.
I think they're not in the upside down. They're in the mind.
They're in his memory, but I mean their bodies are, we think, in the upside down. So I'm saying like it's not like that's the earthly version of it, unless it's the earthly version of it in his memory, which it still could be.
And we talked on Tuesday how much this looks like in Westworld when all the androids had to go into the mind place, right?
The Sublime.
The Sublime. Thank you. Right, and it was like a big butte like this with a crack in it through. It looks just like the Sublime, doesn't it?
Yeah,
just like the similar.
Maybe they filmed it there. Who knows? But there's the crack, and she is going to venture in it, and then she hides because she hears somebody, and that is where the first, or the third, I should say, episode ends. So we are finally on to episode 4. I got to switch images here. Give me a second.
Okay. I got to run upstairs really quick. I'll be back in like a minute.
Right. I mean, it was a good ending, I thought. While you guys run, I'll just say I thought it was a good ending. I don't know if all y'all in the chat agree, but it was a good kind of this was a long episode, and it was a good place to end with a little bit of a cliffhanger, but not a huge cliffhanger, because we're all going to watch that next episode. Like, I think this was designed for you to watch them right consecutive, right? So not a super,
Yeah. I mean, look, I watched all 4 together, like probably a lot of people did.
I did too. And then I came back and I watched 2 for our first deep dive and 2 again. I rewatched, right? But I did watch all 4 straight.
You did better than I did. But yeah. But I do think they flow in together. Didn't Henry move from New Mexico or somewhere like that to Hawking? I don't remember where.
Maybe. I mean, it's definitely a memory, right?
Yeah, it's definitely memory. I don't know. It just makes me think of Albuquerque. I don't think it is, but it makes me think of Albuquerque.
I want to talk about that when we're going to get to that part in this episode. I want to talk a little bit about that she's been through. But here's delightful Derek.
Yes. Delightful Derek look at his hair. I didn't even notice he has like that wave kind of. That's funny.
Well, I think that was maybe a little like an 80s kind of thing. Oh, he's got that thing in the front. Yeah, he's got that sort of
like
maybe it just kind of looks like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Might just
standing up hair like that was kind of an 80s thing.
It was. Oh my God. Mohawks and all that. This is where Joyce is trying to tell him, "Oh, you're safe. We're protecting you." And he's like, "Yeah, right." And he runs up the ladder, and there.
Oh my God. I love when he was up there and he's going, "La la la, I am not listening to you. La la, stop." Like he's literally like
he's like the kid, basically.
Coming down there, Mike's like, no, la la la. Yeah, I love that. He's great. I love that kid.
Yeah, B says the hairstylist said they couldn't keep that wave from happening, so they finally just left it. Yeah, it kind of looks like a cowlick. That's why I wonder.
He just wants to do it.
And Lulu also says, I'm remembering about the play. Wasn't there something about the entrance to a cave having particles related to Montauk?
What?
No.
That's a thing. We got to watch that play because I have no idea.
When we were talking, there was another thing that I thought was canon from the play that we were talking about, but I'll just let it lie right now.
No, go.
Oh my.
Yeah. Feel free to add it, but yeah, we do need to sooner rather than later have a watch party for that. We probably should have done it before we did this, but I knew we wouldn't have time. We'll do it before the Christmas one. We will.
Right. Anyway, old Derek is trying to like get away, and I think there's a point where Will says, "Never mind, let him go. It's too late. He's seen us. The Demogorgon's seen us. They're coming. It's too late. Don't worry about it." Right? Not to worry about it, but we can't stop it.
Right. Right. Yes, please do, B. If you guys want to watch that, join our Discord, and you'll get to see the. We'll be scheduling for the play. We'll find a time that we'll have people vote on the time coming up before Christmas, and we'll play the play.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I saw like half of it.
Well, then you got to watch the end. That's all. Jen says, when Henry goes into the cave, he finds a box with mind flayer particles and opens it. The particles come from a Russian spy working with Renan's father.
What? That's in the play? That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's like a lot.
It's pretty crazy. It has a lot of really cool special effects in it, like real practical effects.
That's like something crazy though to put in extra content because clearly that does seem important.
And yet not.
And
I don't know. Anyway,
when we get to the end of the show, then we'll know if it is. All right, there is the Demogorgon with all those teeth, and of course, Derek is understandably like scared once he sees us, and so they need to fight it. And this is where Joyce, hits it with the shovel, and Will can see both her. He says something later, like he can see both her attacking it and it attacking her because he sees through its eyes. But, she starts hitting on it and somehow survives it. She's got an axe. I don't remember.
I'm not sure. So let me ask you guys a question. He sees through its eyes. I mean,
I still wonder if he's seeing through Vecna's eyes, who's controlling it, not really through the Demogorgon, because I still don't understand otherwise how he's seeing through
he doesn't even have eyes, right? Like he's just having experience. And what he sees, what he experiences is the whole hive mind, not just any one thing at a time, right? So, but there has to be a point of view. There's a point of experience. I got a lot of questions about how and why Will is able to do this.
Yeah.
That I will hold for now, but
yeah, we can talk a little bit more about that after. I don't remember though. How does she did they shoot it too? I can't remember how she doesn't die. That's what I'm trying to remember.
Who doesn't die?
It's Mama Bear power.
Oh, how Joyce goes right up to it and
hits it with an axe and doesn't die. I don't remember what happens exactly because it runs off, right?
Oh, it gets hit by a car.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Boys come in the car and they whale it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Let's see. Lilu says the play starts off talking about Philadelphia Project. Papa's father is involved in that experiment. He gets some strange particles in his blood. My mom said Demogorgon so horny because I got all those teeth and no toothbrush.
Yeah.
Funny. Brennan's father was in a project that tried to cloak a ship, but it transported it to the upside down, and the crew get killed. Brendan returns with changed blood. Henry's blood is shit too. Shit, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a Philadelphia experience.
Oh, the Philadelphia experiment.
You can look it up.
Yeah.
That I know, but I mean that's a lot to put in this play that you're not supposed to have to see.
Sideline all that, you guys, and watch it.
We're getting too far off that. Okay, anyway, so Will feels it when she whacks it with the axe.
Oh, here's why the Demogorgon, why Joyce lived when she challenged it. Plot armor. Wah, wah, wah.
Very true. Very true, Lilu. Very true.
Armor.
This is where they hit it with the car, they chase it out, and they see it opening a wormhole in the silo.
And Steve
is like, we can go through, and he gives this whole explanation about a soft candy bar or something. I forget.
I couldn't follow that either, Jamie. I'm glad you couldn't.
Well, you guys not noticed that he's been eating those peanut chocolate things, and he asked Murray to get him some. He was so excited when they came. So when he says, "Aren't they just like those peanut bluffers right now?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, those peanut things." It kind of made sense.
It does. I think he's just saying that it's got like a soft center and they can push through it. I think is kind of the gist.
Oh yeah, crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside is what he says.
Yeah. So
yeah, I can't remember what those were called when Murray brought them some. I can't remember.
I also love that we have a lot of characters who are like they sometimes have a very scientific answer or a D&D answer or whatever. And Steve is like, oh yeah, like those candy bars I like. Let's try it. Like I love Steve's sort of like he's sort of like the pretty dumb guy, and yet he's not that dumb, right? He kind of gets stuff on it, and he's like, oh yeah, those candy bars, let's do it.
Yeah. And I think it's Dustin and Jonathan that aren't sure, but Nancy's like, yes, we're going through.
Well, because she wants to save her sister.
They're D&D fighters. Yep. They charge on.
Well, yeah, Steve is not in the D&D club. He was a guy that kind of came in from the popular crowd.
Yeah, he's the older group. Fighter is the class. They aren't very smart. That makes sense.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I get it. That makes sense. All right. So not Jonathan's. No,
they bust through.
Will is having visions again, and he sees himself as a kid with the umbilical cord there, and he's freaking out with good reason. But they, meanwhile, the other kids are going to break through. They decide they're going to go through. And then as this is going on, we also have
it's Nancy who says do it, right? Like
Nancy
and Dustin's like it'll never work. Jonathan says it'll never work, and Nancy says do it. Which on the one hand, I get that Nancy, it's her sister who's kidnapped, and Nancy is kind of a ballsy, sassy chick, and she's going to do it. But I also wonder if that's a little bit of Steve and Nancy being on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah, look, they take the risk.
Yeah.
Anyway, Leela says most of the characters fit into D&D archetypes.
Yeah, they do.
Which makes sense. So the soldiers are rounding up the kids that are between the ages of whatever that Henry has been talking to.
They eventually say 9. I didn't really get this. The second time I watched it, it became more clear to me. 9 and 10. They're looking for kids aged 9 to 10, which is a little bit older than Holly and even Derek, right? But they do say 9 to 10.
Taking one's that age. But the point is they're trying to take the kids they think are at risk of being grabbed.
There's a point in this episode where later after this, Dr. K says, if the pattern holds, these are the kids they're coming for. So yeah. I don't know.
I kind of wondered if they were bait though for a while. Like I wasn't sure because they kind of in a way were. I mean, it made the Demogorgon come, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know that was their reasoning, but it felt like it could be because you don't know for sure if they're lying or not. So it's kind of because they say they're protecting them, but are they really? I don't know.
And what pattern? Like you got, like I don't know, Scarlet, or Jimmy, if you're aware of a pattern. But there was a pattern in season 4. The pattern was Vecna needed 4 kills to open 4 gates, right? I don't know what pattern there is right now.
Especially if the ages don't match.
I don't as many kids as possible for a human battery.
All right. Yes, that's a good pattern. Yeah.
Get them when they're weak before they become strong.
Yeah, I don't know. The
weak of body and mind.
The point is, they're grabbing the kids. And look, the fact that they're 9 and 10 and it isn't the same age as Holly or
Holly is 7.
And it doesn't make sense. But you know what? Considering how screwed up the ages are in the show, I kind of didn't even
really mean a whole lot.
Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of like the ages don't make sense, so I'm just going to go with it. Right?
Yeah.
I think that Dr. Sarah Connor knows. We don't know.
We're about to meet her.
And she plays about the same character she played in Resident Alien too. So
pretty much.
Yeah, I immediately thought of Resident Alien. That was my immediate thought. All right, so in the Upside Down, they have made it through. They're going in the cemetery there, but they end up in the wall. But first, it kind of goes back and forth, and we see Joyce trying to contact them. She doesn't know what's happening. And yeah, all they know is the Demogorgon's gone and the kids are gone. And this is where Will is drawing out his visions here, his vision
he
board.
paints that big thing on the side.
And we had some differing opinions about what it was and what it looked like. I know when we talked Tuesday. He's supposed to be drawing. They're looking at it. The kids that are, or at least what I got out of it is like the kids that were like he was on the being fed stuff through the umbilical cord thing. I think it kind of looks like a tunnel or a circle or something. I don't know. We kind of talked about it a little bit. What do you think about this, Scarlet?
I thought it almost looked bird-like.
Yeah, it kind of does. I think that's just the way he drew it, but it kind of does.
I mean, I don't know how you get around in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are those all pathways? Is that from the top? Is that from the side? Is that from my entry point?
I think so. When I first watched it, I also thought it looked like they were rounded. Like, are they signals coming off a central antenna? Are they like, what is that? But then when Will started to draw, he's like, oh, I saw a kid like tied up, and he starts to draw like they're definitely like the 12.
Yeah, I don't think this is like where Max was, though, right?
The 12 masks that the kids. Well, you see the 2 on the left. You see 1 and 2. He's already painted them, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
yeah.
He talks about how he saw like Holly tied up. And there are 3 more kids that are tied up, and he paints them onto those little spikes. And then he says like there might be 8 more. So I started to think like, are these like the 8 kids, 12 kids, but they're all tied up mentally into the central thing, or I don't know, like, but at the time,
Matrix or something.
But when you haven't seen the whole rest of the episode, you can't really, you're like, what the hell is that, right?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Bye, Jen. Get some sleep.
Bye, Jen.
Thanks for coming. I don't know. It looks like a tunnel to me, and it also kind of looks like a view down a throat of something.
It looks like a wormhole magnetism. If you go back to that picture that the teacher had of a wormhole, I bet you can see like some real similarities. Lulu, yeah.
Are we gonna get some timey-wimey stuff in this?
And it does look like magnetism shooting around the outside, right?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna look at the picture.
Yeah,
it doesn't really look like the picture he drew on the board. The picture on the board is like a vertical wormhole.
All right. But I get that it could be like magnetism and like waves and stuff, right?
Yeah. Let's go to some of these comments here. And she figured out the pattern involves ages. That's what we don't know, unless maybe they have different ages. Like maybe it's like 7, 8, 9.
How has Dr. K figured that out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean if the pattern holds? That's some crazy.
Yeah, I think they just put in some stuff that doesn't make sense, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that too. Dr. K knows things we don't know, or thinks she knows things at least. I think it's probably the latter. She thinks she knows things and doesn't necessarily know anything.
I appreciated in this episode that someone talks about the kids being missing and Elle taking them. And Dr. K says, what is she taking them to kill them or to protect them? Who cares? I just need to catch Elle and figure it out, right? But she does indicate in this episode that she doesn't really know. She doesn't make a judgment on what Elle is doing, right?
But she's still trying to capture her, regardless, which isn't good.
She's wrong because Elle didn't take the kids, but yeah.
But you're right. She doesn't know things, so she's definitely.
They don't know Henry's around, right? Like,
no, they don't know. They don't know a lot of things. So yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I was moving over to some of the other comments, making sure we got it all there. All right. So at any rate, they're the kids being captured, and they need to find them. They got to go get them. Yeah. And then we switch to Linda Hamilton here, who is, you're right. She's talking to him about, we need to find Elle, figure out what she's doing with kids.
This might be where she says, like, I don't care. Is she saving them? Is she killing them? We just got to get her.
Yeah.
And I can't capture her and find out. Her awesome wig. I can't look away from it at all.
That's great wig. And then we go back to Holly, who the person who was not chasing her, but that wrote the note was Max, who is in this, as we find out, sort of memory world, I guess you could call it. And B had said before, I think Holly and Max are in Harry's memories, or maybe even also a world he wished had existed. Yeah, it is kind of like, seems to be a nice version of a pretty version. Same thing with the house. Like, I don't know that it was that tranquil before. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, because I think that I agree with that, B, but they're like, Max is living in a memory that is too traumatic for Henry to revisit, right?
Yeah.
Or she's got
it's traumatic for him. I didn't think of that. But either way, she tells Holly, he captured me, kept me here. And she talks about how she found out where she's at and that Henry can't go into that cave. She does follow her into there, where she's collecting everything for her little house, I guess, of where she's been staying since she's been in the coma. So, and there she tells her that they can't get out. And yeah, she says that this is a version of inside Henry's mind. I think to get off that comment, because I unstarred it, we got to.
It's another Westworld. It's another Westworld shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can hide it. I can hide it.
I was just doing that to get that off there. The play scene is why I think something he wishes had happened. Okay, fair enough. Well, we'll have to get to that once we see the play. But yeah, she tells Holly that it's within Henry's memories. She's been kind of moving through them, and she's trying to gain Holly's trust and get Holly to realize that Henry is not who he says.
So we talked on Tuesday, Jamie. Scarlet, how did you feel about the reappearance of Max and her part in this episode?
I liked it because I liked how they had her like in tomboy gear, so you didn't know at first. So they were just kind of like, sex looking shoes. And then they pan up to her, and it's really cool. And I think she's one of the strongest actors in the whole show. And I really enjoyed her space. The parasol kind of reminded me of Firefly, the paper parasol.
Oh, cool, yeah.
I don't know if she's collecting those things or are they just manifesting. I wasn't really quite sure how she had those things.
I think she said she found them. They were things she found there, I think, in the memories, I thought.
And it looks like she's been there, she's been doing this for a very long time. She's got a bunch of stuff. But I was really happy to see her.
Yeah, glad to see her outside of the coma. I mean, she's still in the coma, but she's outside of the coma.
Yeah. Well, I have to agree. I do think she's one of the strongest. She's I think the strongest of the young actors.
Yeah.
And I think she really is holds her. I mean, she has very few scenes with Winona Ryder, but I think she's right up there with the more experienced. She's excellent. Mm-hmm. I didn't love that most of her time in this episode is dumping exposition.
Yeah.
Right? But I understand that it's been a couple years. It's been 9 months in the outside world, and we can't revisit her entire experience. And they had to make a storytelling choice, and I get that, right? But I just don't.
And Holly doesn't know any of that. So she has to kind of tell her what's going on.
Yeah, it's a way to recap some of it and also to let Holly know what she's missed.
It's a massive narration dump, which,
Yeah.
I get it, but
what else are you gonna do when you're hanging out in the cliffs?
Yeah, be like, hey Holly, by the way, let me dump some exposition on you.
Yeah. Well, it worked. I know it irritated you, Karen, but I thought the scenes with her were okay. I know you didn't like what they did with Max in this episode.
It wasn't egregiously bad. It made sense. Storytelling wise, it makes sense to me, so I can deal with it. Like, you just can't have a whole separate episode of recapping Max. I mean, they did recap a lot of her experience, and it's not really that important. Like, she's lost in Henry's memories is really what it comes down to, right? It was fine. Yeah. It was fine. I don't know, maybe because I would like to see, maybe because, Jamie, that we complain a lot about, we don't like our main characters be separated always. And right now it looks like she's going to spend a lot of time away from the gang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at least we get to see her not just in the coma. That's something.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Thank God. Yeah. You got to
the whole season she just be in a coma.
Yes.
That'd be like great.
Oh my God, that would suck. Yeah. All right, so I'll shut about that because it could be way worse.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Doc. Although I don't know the fact that we're still here talking when you get back from work. I don't know what that says about us.
Yeah.
We've been going a while. All right. So this is in the, like we said, looks like Universal. I don't know. It totally reminds me of Universal a lot. But yeah, this is where they have their base set up. The military.
This is not in the Upside Down. This is just in
the
down.
This is in the real world. This is where they're bringing the kids, right? And they have it all set up.
Yeah.
That they're bringing them to, and that the kids, our kids, meaning, decide that they need to infiltrate, and they start having that conversation about. You said, what's the movie? The Great Escape.
The Great Escape. Have you?
The Great Escape with Tom, Dick,
and Harry.
Using the tunnel and.
Scarlet, have you seen it? Jamie has not.
I have not seen it. I have not seen it.
You have not seen The Great Escape? Have you guys?
I know of it. I have not seen it.
It is an amazing movie starring Steve McQueen. It's really very good. I've seen it at least like 6 or 8 times.
Wow.
And in the movie, they do name their 3 escape routes Tom, Dick, and Harry. But I love how they look. How they're like, I choose Dick. Well, if Dick can't work, the Dick jokes were flying and they were good. And I'm not always a fan.
Yeah. Lots of dicks.
Well, it's also funny because she likes girls.
Yes.
So you guys, having not seen The Great Escape, you probably didn't realize that they played the music from The Great Escape.
Oh, they did.
Where that I didn't realize.
Like all that music was the theme music from The Great Escape.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, I did not realize that.
You guys got to watch it. It's a classic.
It's on Tubi. Lilu says we'll have to look. And they're saying that this is downtown Hawkins. I mean, it's where they're blocked from. And the one thing I didn't talk about that I didn't get a picture of, and I don't even know what episode it was. Maybe it was the earlier episodes. That whole metal Band-Aid across the town. I don't think we ever talked about that, or I ever got a picture of it.
Well, we saw it at the end of last episode.
Yeah, it might have been in the other episode, but oh well, I was just thinking about it now. All right, so
I'm pretty sure that I'm the only person in the entire chat and live stream that has seen The Great Escape. Is that correct?
It seems to be the case, Karen.
That is insane. I mean, Steve McQueen's in it. James Garner is in it.
I know other movies copy it too because there was a Wallace and Gromit film that copied.
Oh my God, Donald Pleasance. He's the guy that like goes blind in it.
Yeah.
This movie.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty big movie. I understand.
All right, you guys have to all watch it.
I just haven't seen it. Even me with my big movie background, I haven't seen it.
All right.
And it's based on a real story of a real escape from a real prison camp.
Interesting. Doc has not seen it, but has read The Great Gatsby. We've never seen the movie.
But I've read The Great Gatsby.
I've read The Great Gatsby, and I've seen 2 of the movies.
That's a little random, but okay.
Unrelated, but fine. Okay.
Well, Lilu's seen it and you've seen it, so there you go.
That's great. It's great.
All right.
You know, it's also great. Derek eating Doritos. I love those Doritos.
Yeah,
Derek.
They've got their product placement there.
It's the old Doritos bag. It's the old
Doritos bag. Yeah, they don't look like that now. They're definitely different now. All right. So meanwhile, back in the Upside Down, 11 and Hopper are trying to figure out how to get into the compound. And this is where she is saying that she can, at least I think this is where she's saying, that she can time her jump to the lightning or the thunder, sorry.
Oh, this is where she's jumping.
In order to jump in and be quiet and go in, and they're talking about it. And he, of course, doesn't want her to do it. And yeah, I think that's what that conversation might be about there. But we don't get to that point. They don't get to do that yet because first we have this other group who we find out they smashed their car. I don't know. I thought I had a picture of it. Maybe I showed it before. I don't know. But they ran their car into the wall. that's inside the underground.
When they came through the silo into the underground, into the upside down. Well, I'm calling it the underground now.
I'm doing it too. Sorry, guys. Upside down. Upside down. I don't know why I keep calling it underground. Upside down.
And they ran into the wall. They ran into the wall.
They ran into the big wall. And this is where they talk to Hopper and 11 on the radio, and they find out where they're at, because as we said before, you know, it's easy for them to come in and find the other group of people, because of course they do. Although at least they had a radio, so it made a little bit more sense in this case that they were able to contact them and find them. And Elle is supposed to come meet them, I think, right? They make a plan.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I think that was the plan. That's why I said her going into the compound, that might have been after. That might have just been about them going to get them. But either way, they're going to meet up. And then meanwhile, Max is still talking to Holly. And this is where she tells her about how she's stuck in his memories, and that it all happened since she was in the coma after he took her. And that when she was in the coma, she woke up. And she got stuck in his different memories from, you know, the murders of the kids at the, I still want to say the Institute. It's not the Institute, but
Hawkins Lab.
Yeah. And that she tried to leave, and she just keeps ending up in other memories, including when he was at school. And there is Joyce's character, teenager, which I still think they, for her, used an actress. She does not look like a de-aged Winona Ryder.
They used the actress and her voice. They used Winona's voice.
No, they used her voice, but I mean, I don't think they de-aged her. I think they used a young actress. I'm glad they didn't
de-age her.
Yeah, I mean, look, there. Like I said the other day, it's a lot easier to de-age, you know, a kid who's like maybe 18, early 20s or something, and like a young kid.
In the play, there's a bunch of these kids that are this age too. So there's a younger Joyce, so they probably just thought that works for the play. It works for the show.
Yeah, but my point is it's a lot harder to de-age an older adult to you know. Teenager.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was her voice for sure. It didn't really look much like if you. I'm going to enlarge a little bit of my screen right now. It's not a super. It's
close enough.
It's Ryder alike, but it's not really. Yeah,
I mean, it's for one scene.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. Yeah. So she looks at the flyer for Oklahoma, and B says the play flyer says it's November 6, 1959, and if Henry is 12 in 1959, he wouldn't even be in high school, so how would he be the romantic lead in that musical? Even a freshman couldn't get a lead.
Thank you. Yes.
Very true. But again, the ages on this show are so fucked up at this point. I'm just kind of like,
genius. He's a genius. All the kids are geniuses. They're all in classes, like 3 classes, you know, up from where they should be.
Yeah.
They're all geniuses.
He says that's why I think it's something he wished had happened. And you're right. That would explain the age discrepancy. But I don't know. Like I said,
memory thing was there somewhere, right? In that memory?
Yeah, there's Henry Creel. That's him.
Yeah, his age is totally wrong for this. He was born
in genius, though. He's a genius.
Yeah, but they still wouldn't let him be a lead in a play that was like with older kids. Just
I guess. I mean, what would bother me is like, okay, we discussed earlier that memories are inaccurate, and are these memories? Could this be a wish? I don't know, but for this to be inaccurate would be kind of annoying because they showed it to us, right? Like, I'm not a huge fan of if they were going to show us stuff that's not what we see. Like, I want to trust what I see.
Doogie Howser.
He's Doogie Howser. He's such a good actor that they imported him from 4th grade to be in the play.
Well, that was because of his sweet science skills and stuff, but he was also a great actor.
Right. And so they were like, you're only 12, but let's let you be the lead in the play.
You know what you're making me wonder, though? You're making me think of Neil Patrick Harris. I was going to ask, have you guys ever seen, I'm going to now blanket what the title of it is, but Mr. Incredible, what's it called? What is wrong with me? What the hell is it called?
Oh, the Neil Patrick Harris, like, musical thing?
Yeah, what's it called? I'm blanking.
It's called Mr. Horrible.
Mr. Horrible, that's it.
Oh,
if you guys
sing
ever
along,
seen
yeah.
Mr. Horrible, that is
Yeah.
so freaking awesome. I love that. We
Yeah.
need to do a watch party of that. That show's awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta pause and take Advil. My headache as normal.
All right.
Yeah, they used to show that at steampunk cons and have a sing along, and everybody would dress up and sing the songs from it.
That show is awesome.
So while Jamie takes her pill, what do you guys think about this flashback, which tries to indicate that Joyce was in high school with Henry and with Steve's parents, right? Like the couple who were hugging each other are like Steve's parents and Steve's parents. And the idea, I mean, I know it's a small town and they all kind of knew each other, but Henry seems to be not a person that no one's like, oh, we had this total serial killer named Henry. It also makes no sense because in the flashback in season 4, Henry was already a full serial killer by the age of like 9 or 10, right? And the idea that he was in high school as a normal kid, being in Oklahoma as Curly, which is like the star of Oklahoma, seems like a little
I
like
he was a villain in Oklahoma.
Right? It doesn't make any sense with what we've seen of him in the past.
You're not going to like the play, Karen.
Wasn't he already locked up before
Yeah, I think he was, and B's saying they admitted they forgot things and made mistakes. I think these are, though, like I said, pretty big mistakes to have forgotten.
Well, the play is totally in high school with Joyce and Henry and all of them.
Yeah, but they couldn't be they wouldn't be the same age to be in high school together. So.
Lilu says this took me 100% out of the show from the amount of eye rolls, because this is such a ridiculous thing. I agree.
Yeah,
you just stop and be like, wait, what? Who? Wait, what? And you kind of, this scene should have been thrown away.
Yeah.
Okay, let me change my.
They want you to see the play.
I guess.
Maybe
this really was the romantic lead, not the villain.
Curly's the romantic lead, yeah.
Yeah. Lulu says, how were the Wheelers in high school together? Nancy clearly stated that Dad was older. Yeah, it's just a mess, let's be honest. Although Doc says there are some time travel theories because of the inconsistencies. Look, in this show, it's possible. I tend to think it's just bad writing, but it's possible.
They just said the one guy was a rough-looking teenager. That's what he looked over.
Yeah, well, where a 13-year-old is playing a 7-year-old, they've already got enough problems.
She's seen things.
Not freshman, senior, older, but like 10 years older, and the relationship was not in high school. Does she say it's both of them, or do we just know that it's Joyce? See, I didn't know that was. Who are you saying? Which? That's Joyce. Yeah, it's Joyce, not that's not the Wheelers. I'm confused now. I missed something there.
Are they
named anybody else in the scene? Did they?
Oh yeah, she says like when he takes it and like throws it away, she says like nice shot, Wheeler, or something like that. She calls him Wheeler, right?
Wow.
It's Wheeler.
Is it possible though that like they had a younger brother, or I mean, that part is possible that there was like, I mean, we don't know anything about the parents. They could have had.
It is, but why would you be expected to know that in this scene?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That's a good point.
That play is going to blow your minds.
So let's stop about it and move on, right?
Yeah, let's move on.
You're anyway, gather up your disbelief.
Yeah, well, Max flashes through the different memories. Why are all their ankles slashed? It looks like they have slashed ankles, doesn't it? Like,
I think Henry did that so they couldn't run. Maybe I forget.
I noticed that makes it even worse. Like that's just like even more creepy. Like their eyes were
last season, but I think it was to stop them from running. I think.
Yeah. All right. So then we have Derek here, who is going to be the Trojan horse, I guess would be the best way to describe it. They're going to send him in, and he is going to distract them while they dig a tunnel, as we said, under the toilets in order to get into this compound. He breaks bones and takes eyeballs. Yeah. Henry is not a good guy. Let's put it that way. But yeah, they're going to let him go in with the radio. They at first didn't want to let Derek be the one to do this, but he's the only one that can kind of get in there without being noticed. So that's why he's going in, and he's got a radio in his lunchbox because, the soldiers never check it. Which, look,
he's brilliant, right? He's the only kid from his class who wasn't rounded up, and it was kind of a smart plan, right?
Yeah, it was, and it worked. There's Murray. And okay, so they're on the radio, and they're talking to him, and they're trying to figure out exactly where he's at so they can dig this tunnel. Which, they kind of gloss over the fact that, like, it's not that easy to dig a tunnel up through. But Jamie, they dig and everything else, but
But Jamie, I think there already are tunnels all under the town that they've been digging for the last 10 months since the whole thing happened.
The whole crawl thing. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
There are a lot of crawl tunnels that they've dug for months now.
Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. But still, I don't know that it's that easy to break up through the bathroom floor, though. But, they're going to do it. All right. So, meanwhile, this is where they are planning for Elle to use the thunder to run. And you're right. She did take her shoes off to run and jump onto the roof and get into the compound without them noticing. At least that's the plan. So there she is. Why she put the bandana on her face, I don't know, but there she goes. And maybe to stop from breathing in all the upside down stuff. I don't know. But she runs, she makes it, and she lets him in. And so yeah, she wants to find the door. They need to find out what's back there. She thinks it's Henry. We don't know yet what's back there.
She's convinced it's Henry.
To protect him from COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. All right. So meanwhile, they are still getting ready to dig the hole here, and they're talking to each other. I don't remember what this conversation between Will and Mike is about, but they're having a conversation because I took a picture of it. So I don't know what it was.
It was memorable.
It was memorable.
This is a fantastic conversation where
remembers. Go for it.
Where they talk about like Will's role in their group, and it reminds me of, do you remember in season 4 where Will had made this painting that it took him a long time to show Mike that he made the painting, and in the painting it shows Mike leading the group, and he says like, Mike, you're the leader, you're the heart of the group, you're always. So I loved in this scene it comes around where Mike is saying like, Will, you're such an important part of our group, and you're like a wizard. And Will says, no, I'm not really a wizard. I don't really have powers. And Mike says, no, you're more like a sorcerer because your powers don't come from reading a spell book. Your powers are innate and they come from inside you. And I just thought it was a really fantastic and meaningful conversation. There's a second level where we know that thing where Will has his own like issues about who he is personally, and I guess his feelings for Mike and all that is tied up in it. But I loved how this mirrored the season 4 conversation where Will tells Mike, you're the leader, and Mike is now saying, Will, you're kind of the leader.
And then that mirrors the end of the episode too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. Have I read too much into it? Am I being too...
No, you just remembered it, and I couldn't remember it. That's all.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys liked that also and thought it was... And also remember that in this moment, Robin is watching them, because throughout this episode, Robin is watching the interactions, and Robin is on to what's happening, right?
Yeah. Wait.
Robin sees them having this conversation and hears part of it. And later she hears their later conversation. Like, I think Robin really understands where Will is coming from and what's up with Will and why Will has these... I mean, Robin has a girlfriend. Will, Mike, right?
Mike, yeah. I wonder if they're ever going to, because he never said anything to Mike, right? I mean, there was nothing. It was just us realizing that, right?
Well, I think at the end of season 4, the Duffer Brothers came out and said, yes, Will is gay. Yes, Will is.
Yes. But I mean, in the show, he never said anything to Mike.
No.
So that's what I thought.
And I have my thoughts about where this might go, and it's not going anywhere. But
yeah, well, yeah, I'm assuming not, since Mike, I mean, I don't know, maybe Mike does, I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be going to go anywhere. But yeah, there's a lot with Will coming into his own in these last, in these episodes. And obviously a big part of him, I think, in the end, getting his powers is because he's accepted who he is and he's like comfortable in his own skin more so than he was before. I mean, at least I took it that way, as that's what they're trying to say, that he's accepted it. Kind of like when Robin was saying, that she had to, accept who she was and that kind of thing.
I agree, but I think Robin has a little bit of a twist on that, where accepting who you are. I mean, Robin, it's the same thing, but Robin's thing is like, stop worrying about it so much.
Yeah.
Right.
And also saying that, like, that he was that person all along. Like, he just didn't realize it, I guess, sort of like that he had that strength all, from the beginning. It was nice to hear Mike say something nice about Will to Will, but Mike knows Will is gay, but I don't think he knows Will is crushing on him. See, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened at the end of the season with that. I do remember that from what I'm remembering, that it was more like you said about, they talked about it outside of the show and it like confirmed it. But I don't remember there really being much of anything other than Will pining over Mike is kind of all I really remember about it.
I think you are correct. Scarlet, do you remember it that way also?
I would assume it happened that way.
Yeah, there was no like, oh, by the way, it was all like Will.
Yeah, but I don't even think they like addressed it on the show, right? They just sort of
no. They never. I kind of like a little bit where I felt like where this might be going by the end of this 4th episode was like Will's crushing on Mike. I feel like maybe it's going to a point where he's coming beyond that, and he's like, we're coming to a later scene where Robin talks about how she had a crush on this girl who she really liked, and it didn't go anywhere. The girl didn't like her back, and it crushed her. But later, when she came to more accept what she was about, it freed her, and she didn't care about that girl at all. And I feel like maybe where that's going is like will be freed of this and be able to just be a friend with Mike and appreciate the friendship they've had since they were children.
And then accept himself as he is.
Yeah, like is Mike his first crush, and can he get on to pass that and move on with his life as a person who does whatever in his life and not, move beyond this. I mean, in the sense that Will is his first love because you love your first best friend so much, right? Like, and that doesn't mean you are gonna be with that person for like romantically, right?
Yeah, true. See, Lila says that Mike said in season 3, "It's not my fault you don't like girls." I don't remember that.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I'm guessing that he said that though. It probably was not said in the context of him knowing anything. I would have assumed he more was. I don't know.
Like a put down or something.
Because in season 3, that could be like, you don't like girls yet.
Yeah,
right?
I would have
like 11 or 12, and like not every kid like is that into dating at that. Like it says, it's not that you don't like girls. I don't know, Lulu. I don't remember it. I don't know.
It makes me feel like it's an 80s thing where they're like, you don't like girls, and you're insinuating something that they don't think is.
Well, because that was a big insult. The 80s were a very not safe place for a kid who wasn't heterosexual.
Yeah.
Or completely normal.
Yeah. Or
yeah, sure.
Can we I always love to highlight a person who agrees with me. I just took up basically what you said, Karen. I agree with you about that. About the whole thing about Mike and Will.
Yeah, I think so. All right. So that's what that was about. There's where we see that they had gone into the wall, and they must have backtracked because it showed them in the upside down a minute ago, and now it shows them in the wall. So it must have been when they were telling her, I guess. I don't know.
This is when they called and they're like, we hit a wall, and like
literally Yeah. They're trying to figure out what to do and making plans. Yeah. All right. So about Robin's story and her crush.
Oh, yeah.
And Lila says, I don't think Mike said it is an insult.
Like, it's not gonna tell you like girls. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't even remember the scene, so I can't really fairly comment on it because I don't remember it. All right, so this is more of Max telling, oh wait, it's when they're fighting about Mike not contacting Will, but only sending letters or calling Elle. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, like, because
Yeah, that was uncool, right? Like they're best friends since they're like 5 years old or even 4, and then Mike he's in love with Elle, and it's true over these seasons, like Will has been set aside for Mike's relationship with this girl. That the minute he laid eyes on her, he was in love with her, right?
Yeah.
And you know that thing? Did you guys ever have a best friend who starts dating and you're like really jealous because you're set aside? And imagine being like 12 when that happens.
Yeah. But Lulu thinks that Mike knows Will's gay because he doesn't care because they're friends. Maybe. I don't know. I just, like I said, I remember it not really being addressed except for outside of the show, at least from what I remember. That doesn't mean it wasn't. I'm just saying that's all I remember is it being addressed outside the show.
And for them being like 11, 12, now like 14 in the 80s, they don't maybe have the words for it that we have now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. So Max is explaining more about how she was stuck in the memory loop and that this was the day that Vecna first attacked her in her mind. She's telling Holly this, remembering about her brother. Yeah, all these different things. And then she talks about how she almost made it out because she followed the music that Lucas was playing. And she sees it there and she almost makes it, but the tape stops. And
well, she spends 5 minutes touching her hand instead of just running towards that.
Yeah, she didn't run up the hill. She felt him.
But she's like, it was just like my hand was holding his. And I'm like, girl, run towards the thing, okay? Stop touching your hand.
Yeah, but either way, she felt it. She tried to go up, but
so she says a thing there.
Wait, I'll put it back.
So
go ahead.
I agree with you guys a little bit. Like, I'm like, she didn't run, she didn't get there because the show didn't need her to get there. But she says a thing where she says, music always reaches you. And I heard it and blah, blah. And I feel like, okay, I'm a little bit over the whole, like I get it. It was the thing that tethered Max. Mm-hmm. I think it was a great theme for season 4. I think it doesn't need to be a thing for season 5.
Kate Bush has about 20 albums.
Right? She has more songs than just that one.
Yeah, you can pick another Kate Bush one. Line her pockets some more because she gets all her money because she never sold her rights to any, company.
Yep. But I feel like Max saying music always reaches you in Act 1 means that we're going to hear that song again before she wakes up. Right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Or maybe other music.
But she felt Lucas.
We'll hear women's work. Maybe we'll hear women's work, Scarlet.
Oh, that'd be a good one. I like Wuthering Heights.
Yep.
At any rate, she feels his hand. She's gonna run to him, but she's caught by Vecna. She runs. He follows her to this wall, but he cannot go into the cave. There's his vine hand. This is why there's so much like plant imagery in this show.
Vine hand. I like it. It's vine hand.
I do too. Well, that's what it looks like to me is vines. But either way, he won't follow her in. And she is able to escape into the cave, and that's where she has stayed in order to stay safe. Yes, and the tape stops. Sorry, B. Yeah, the tape stops. Lucas lets go of her hand also, which is also why she can't go through.
Yeah.
But she is caught by Vecna.
So Vecna didn't make the tape go off.
Yeah, Vecna didn't stop the tape.
No, it was bad timing.
Bad timing on all fronts, right? All right. So she tells Holly that she needs Holly to go back in and pretend like nothing happened because that is how they're going to escape. So she needs Holly to act and to go back.
And I think this is why they've cast a 13-year-old in this role because you cannot count on your whole plan cannot rely on a 7-year-old to go back and act normal, right?
Yes, you are correct. You cannot, but she must.
You need to get a Drew Barrymore type.
Yep.
It's more of Robin and Will, and this is like we already kind of talked about this. Her saying about finding herself and being who she was meant to be, and about that crush that you talked about. We just talked about it a little early.
But it's even more, and like this is their second conversation, and she's like, "Oh, as soon as I decided to be who I am, I felt so free," right? And she's telling Wilton, "Be less afraid,
be all he can be."
Yes, be all you can be, Scarlet.
Yes, very good.
Be your best sorcerer.
Lilu says, "See, I said they should have made a tape on the same on both sides, not just
yes,
one."
yes.
Right? You still have to usually turn the tape over when it runs out of tape, though.
Oh, do you think it just ran to the end and popped off because Lucas?
Oh, you could be faster. You could be faster. Be like,
you could be, but he didn't know that.
Hit fast forward.
Yeah, but I think wasn't there after a while, I think there was players that like it automatically flipped to the other side, I think, after a while. But those were like newer. Most of the time you had to flip it.
That flipped over,
most of the time you had to flip it. So it wouldn't have mattered. But yes, it is quicker than rewinding it.
I think you had to have a really expensive boombox, and maybe wasn't invented yet, that would reverse it and play right away, if that even existed.
Yeah. Well, also, I think like cassette decks and cars did it.
And Lucas had no reason to believe he didn't have like 10 seconds to flip it, right? It's not
he also didn't realize, what
he doesn't know what's going on. He didn't get the vibe.
But there were those 45 minutes tapes, but you could pay more to get a 90-minute tape.
Yeah, right? You could get like 120-minute tape.
You could. Tape. Yeah.
Just that over and over again drive you insane. I've listened to Running Up That Hill thousands of times.
Oh my God. Just
makes me wake up. Their kids. Maybe they didn't have a big enough allowance. I don't know. Just saying. All right. Lucas must be in charge of that. He's not good with details.
He's not.
Could be the case. All right. So back at the compound, this guy is trying to get in.
He's like, "Let me in." Knock. He's the guy that escaped from.
Yeah, he looks really creepy in this lighting. Yeah.
Wait, did he actually escape, or did they let him escape? I can't remember if they.
He escaped, but they kind of. I mean, they let him because they didn't kill him, but he escaped. He kind of has a bowl cut, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't look like his eyeballs. It's like a really weird lighting choice.
He's the guy that escaped from being. I think that Hop and 11 didn't want to kill him. They left him chained up, hoping that somebody would find him. He got free. Here he is. He's like, "Let me in." I know. Yeah.
I know what's going on.
I know, thanks.
There were VHS rewinders. You are correct. We had one. It was like a silver car. I don't know why we had it, but
some of the tape decks when they get to the end, they were rewind back to the regular cassettes.
It wasn't fast enough that Vecna couldn't get you.
Yes, definitely. All right, so 11 has gotten in. She's there with Hop. I don't think the machine's turned on yet, but I don't have very many from that scene yet, so it might have just been a short little scene. There it is, showing the portal. So they're on the inside. We know that. Meanwhile, the other group is digging up through the bathroom floor.
Nick,
look, this hit that pipe. You knew, like that pipe's gonna break. This is totally not gonna go well. And I thought it was comical. Like when I'm like, don't hit the pipe.
Yeah,
it's everywhere. We're gonna have toilet water all over it. And there's that little
snitchy little girl. Yep, she's a snitch.
She's a snitch. So that shovel was putting in the work. As it is.
I thought it was funny they got the teacher in on this too.
What do you mean?
The teacher seemed to be part of it. She was sort of like,
it was like a field trip to the military office.
I thought that the teacher was just happy that Derek was like making friends. I didn't think.
Yeah. Well, I guess she wasn't in on the whole Mr. What's It thing, but she was.
That's what I'm saying. But she's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Derek when he was leading the relaxation techniques.
Yeah.
He was like, "Imagine your butt on the sand. It feels so cool."
He's funny.
And then he goes, "This is what my mom does when she runs out of Xanax."
I don't remember where I was out of Xanax. You're right. Yes. She liked that Derek was keeping the kids occupied and calm.
Yes.
And Lily says, we read that the teacher, one playing the teacher, is a real teacher.
Oh.
Kind of like Christine Fromm as a nurse and as a real nurse.
Acting teacher, maybe. Cool. Anyway, he is getting the kids to go into the bathroom one by one to come through the floor. I love when they pop up through the floor. I think that's
that's great. Yeah.
And they help them down the ladder. Anyone who's seen Mr. Whatsit, because they know they're in danger. And then he's getting drips on his face, and you're like, "Oh no, toilet gonna come down or whatever." There he is with his head. I love that picture.
That's a great shot. That's great.
Yeah. So the pipes start bursting, and they have a mess. Then this is back in the upside down. Those machines have been turned on. Elle is in pain, and Kay, I can't remember. I think she wants her to give up Hopper, doesn't she? I can't remember exactly what this conversation was about, but yeah. How does nobody hear that racket? They busted the floor. Nobody wonders what that noise is. That's a good question.
It's like this cheap ass like plywood floor. That
yeah.
I'm inclined to believe that military barracks was made in like a week, right? It's a temporary shitty. They just threw it up ever since the military's been there in a short time. But how does nobody hear it? Nobody hears it. That's a whole different story. Yeah.
There's a silencer on the shovel.
Yeah.
I like that. That's great.
Nice.
That's great, Lulu.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys remember what their conversation was about, though? Here, because
it was some very menacing, evil, blah blah. Right.
Okay. All right. It was blah blah. Got it. All right. So they're looking for Hopper. I thought she was trying to make him give him up. I couldn't remember. And this is where the tentacles grab Hopper, and she says, he will make them let go or whatever. And like, if you don't give me Elle, I'll let them kill you or whatever. She's threatening them.
So you guys, we already knew that, right? We already knew that the upside down doesn't like heat.
That's my fault.
And yet I felt like this also was a little bit of like a reminder scene, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Lulu is helping here. So she was like, why would Hopper bring you here knowing this was the place to keep you from?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So she clearly doesn't know that Helly's missing. Not that she, would or would have reason to, but
yeah, she was like, oh, Hopper went all around the world to protect you, and now he brings you here. Like, what's up with that, right?
Yeah. And she won't help her out. And meanwhile, they are still going through the tunnel. Hopper's getting strangled here. And she's like, tell me, I don't know. She tells him to tell her something about Elle, give her up, whatever.
Not
and
cool.
Cool. She's threatening him. And yeah, of course, he doesn't. And Elle ends up able to get up and pushes her. And it keeps going back and forth between the two.
Well, there's these, this is like not that dangerous yet. Everybody's still trying to get out of the bathroom, get the kids. And we haven't got to the part where they get into the truck, right? Like everything's still like the water is dripping. They're rushing.
Yeah.
Elle still has her powers right now, I think, right?
Yes. Elle. Well, not when the machine was on, but in between, yeah. And I don't know if they knocked it off or what. I can't remember. But I don't know if she doesn't have her powers so much as she's like in pain and can't use her powers. It might be.
Yeah.
I think she pushes her away. Lulu says, I'd bite into that tentacle. Lulu says she looks so happy that Hopper is strangling.
She does, right?
She's enjoying it. Whoops. I don't know which picture.
I wasn't really sure if Dr. K is she really like is she really trying to find the right answer and she's just not on the right side of that right now? Or is she just is she like the general, just like an anti-11, let's get her and kill her kind of person?
I don't know. And we don't get to find that out in this episode. So
no.
I don't know. Hopefully we will.
I mean, she's obviously a very not cool person where she's like having the tentacles to strangle Hopper, right? Like she's not above torturing a person for answers. So that makes her kind of not on the plus side.
Right. Exactly. But they do get, first, they get caught at the tunnel. And they've at least pulled through the kids they could. But they do get caught, so they can't get all of them out, and they end up grabbing them. But right now, it's just them looking down at it. And Hopper is telling Elle she needs to leave because he's going to blow up the place. She's got to get out of there. And of course, she has no intention of leaving and is like upset about it.
He also got away from the tentacle by hitting the right button with his feet.
Yeah, he did get away from the tentacle by hitting her button. You're right.
The cold button.
Yeah, the cold button.
Hey, can you guys look at his beard right there? Do you think he was shooting that Marvel movie at the same time and had to have the same beard for 2 movies?
Maybe. That's a good movie too, by the way. But yeah, maybe.
Which movie?
It could be fake. It could be real. It's hard to tell.
What are they called? The runaways, the takeaways, the
Thunderbolts, right?
Thunderbolts.
Yeah. The New Avengers.
He has the same beard all through that movie.
He does.
Anyway, sorry. He's going to sacrifice himself for Elle here, right?
Yes. And of course,
up with some explosives.
Whoops. Wrong thing. Yeah. Hopper thinking Elle would listen to him and leave was just annoying. Yeah, you knew she wasn't going to leave. That was kind of like neither of them are going to leave each other. We already know that. That wasn't a big surprise that she didn't leave. Meanwhile, Murray has gotten some of the kids into his truck, and it's very uncomfortable, even though he thought it'd be comfortable. So like with that,
it's very soft.
No.
Yeah, it's so soft. But he got a couple of the kids out, but the military grabs the rest of them because they know they're there, and they march them out. There's Derek.
Oh my God! Did you guys love Derek's little speech here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's becoming delightful Derek. You know,
and he says, listen, I've seen what's coming, and no disrespect, but you could not protect us from what's coming. It's kind of great very good for a 9-year-old.
Yes, definitely. All right, so.
He says, you can't protect shit.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
I feel like maybe there's sub joke there about the toilet coming through.
He says no respect, but you can't protect shit.
Literally, the bathroom.
That's what I mean. I feel like there's some bathroom joke going on there. But they're getting ready. You know, they're gonna have a fight. They think they have no way of winning, don't know how to win, whatever. And they've let it there. And like I said, were they a bait for the Demogorgon? It's possible. Not entirely sure. But yeah, it all goes to shit. Will passes out there because he's like seeing through the Demogorgons as they come through. The military is trying to shoot them.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, and there's Erica watching, and yeah, it's just
we're under attack.
Yeah, and everything goes to shit. The truck gets attacked. That's, I think, in the next scene. Mm-hmm. While they're all running around trying to avoid the teeth Demogorgons. I love their teeth. It's just cool. It's such a cool design. There's the metal brick road. Where is the metal brick road? Lilu says there's the metal brick road.
There it is. It's that zipper thing.
Yeah, but I'm trying to see it. I don't see it in the picture. I was trying to see what.
You see them busting from under it later.
Oh, okay. All right. I see. Anyway, there she's trying to help her kid, pulling him away. Because he's screaming as they're flame throwing the sniper shotgun. As she's they're flame throwing the Demogorgons, and he
can feel the pain. He feels the pain.
He's screaming and yelling, and she's trying to help him. Yeah. And then meanwhile, Elle has of course not left, which we didn't expect her to. Mm-mm. Sorry, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Well, I don't know. You're going to go back. You're going to go back to the fight in the street, right?
Yeah. It goes back and forth. This fire guy. I cheered when that dude literally showed up. Yeah, because he's like flamethrower guy, right?
We all know they need flamethrower. Yeah.
And then this is back on the street. Sorry, go ahead.
Can you go back to where they're picking up Will or whatever? So I was watching this today, and I stopped it and I rewatched it. There's part of the scene where Michael is saying, "Okay, you little kids, come with me, follow me, let's go around." There's a scene that is I don't want to say it's a continuous shot because I don't think with this level of CGI they don't do a continuous shot, right? But there was 2.5 minutes of the camera following Mike getting the kids, and he says, like, you follow me. They go around the back. He's like, let's go to the Rite Aid. Let's do this to that. It's almost a 2.5 straight shot of the camera never breaks. It shows the Demogorgon. It shows the I don't think it's a legit 2.5 minute shot. I think probably there's so much CGI, right? There's so much CGI, but it was very much, I noticed it and I stopped thinking about it because it's really not what this show does. It was a really very different shot for this program to do this like lengthy sort of shot, or what seems to be a shot.
They did at least one continuous shot. I saw an interview about it.
Maybe it was continuous. Thanks.
Mr. Robot shot.
Yeah, it still could have been, and they added the CGI after. I mean,
it's mostly following Mike as he's trying to rescue these kids and have them follow him out and across the street. It was pretty great.
It shot. This whole scene shot really well.
Yeah.
But out on the street, there's the portal there.
You could tell because of the giant claw hand.
Yeah, it says it's because they needed to keep it going. It was like 2 minutes.
It was about I checked it and watched it. It was less than 3 for sure.
Yeah. But either way, Vecna is coming through the portal,
and you can see that what Jimmy named the claw hand. You can kind of see the claw hand there, right? A little bit. You're just
see a blur. I see a blob. I don't see a claw hand.
More in a minute, yeah.
But it goes back to Elle, who has finally gotten through the door and finds in there is 8. And so, they have these machines on, I think, to quell her powers, too.
Yes, I think so. Can you go back to that pic?
This one? Yeah.
Yes. I agree with you. I don't know, Scarlet. Do you think they're quelling or amplifying her power?
They're calling it right now, but I think they're going to amplify it when they use her as a weapon. And maybe combine her with 11.
Maybe, but her power blocking it.
Her power is making people see what they don't see, right? Her power is like it is like putting a vision in your head, which is so different from always has been different from 11's power or everybody else's. She was a little bit of an outlier at the lab, right? And so we kind of want to see how they got her, why they want her, what they're doing with her.
You know, it makes me wonder, though, like, is it possible that they were trying to block her powers and, like, they never had any intent? Like, it wasn't made for Elle. Like, it just, they used it because she was there and it worked. But, like, that wasn't why they created her
powers. Why would you even bring her there if you're trying to just take her away?
Right. But that's what I mean. Like, I don't think that those things were created to block Elle's powers. I think they were created to block this girl's powers.
Or all of the kids' powers. Whoever else.
Oh, yes. Right? But I mean, I'm saying I think they specifically put them in the upside down there because of that girl. And Elle was just,
like they were experimenting on Callie to try to find a way to stop Elle.
Right. And it might have been, I guess, it could have been to find a way to stop Elle. But I'm just saying, like, I kind of think that the machines were there for Callie, not Elle.
I like the idea that Callie is the lab rat to try for them to find a way to control Elle.
Yeah, that's interesting. That wasn't what I meant, but that's interesting. I like that. I just meant that, like, maybe they didn't intend for Elle to show up and they weren't really for her. I think they were made to counteract all of Brennan's projects. Whoops, it didn't go on the screen.
Right. So whoever else is out there.
Yeah.
We know there's 1 who's Henry, and 8 and 11 are still out there. Like, who else could be out there?
They developed an anti-weapon for the weapon. Maybe. Yeah. Fail safe.
Yeah.
It does make me wonder, though. They must know nothing about Vecna, though, because we thought Vecna was back there, and clearly Vecna's up in the other, where the people are. So,
what, you thought it was Vecna? Scarlet. Who do you think was back there, Vecna or somebody else?
I wasn't really sure at the time. I didn't think it was Vecna, though.
But you didn't think it was Callie? Did you think it was Callie? No, right?
No, that was a surprise.
Yeah,
that was a surprise. But I'm with Scarlet. Like, I figured it wasn't what she thought. I figured it wasn't Vecna, but I didn't know what it was going to be. Hopefully they'll use that radio wave gun on Vecna, like the military accidentally invented the solution, and I think it doesn't affect him.
I think it doesn't affect him.
Don't know. we really
Lily says they don't know about Vecna. Yeah, I think they mostly don't know about Vecna, right?
But I think they could be right. That could be a way to beat them, and they just don't know it. I guess we'll find out. But either way, Vecna's coming through the regular world. Sorry, go ahead.
There he is. I think their weapon is only stopping 8 and 11 Horrells from. They're only handicapping themselves. Like they need to unleash El to defeat Vecna. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at before. Like I think them handicapping her is going to screw them up because Vecna's going to come. She won't be able to fight them because they're.
I mean, I think Lulu has a point. For all they know, 11 killed all the other kids who went there. I mean, I think Matthew Modine was the only person who believed in El, and he's dead, right? Because Matthew Modine was a sketchy bad guy. So yeah, I think Lulu's right. Like they don't really know that El didn't do that. And Henry wasn't a patient anymore, and nobody knew he wasn't because Matthew Modine protected him and hid it, right? If anybody knew there was a psycho serial killer who had a chip to, right? Of course you'd think it was him, but nobody knows that.
Right. All right. So
you got me thinking that he could be making the dreamscape, or getting into Vecna's head with Henry and all that. Layers upon layers.
Yeah.
I don't know. There could be a lot that I'm curious how they're going to have 8 and 11 battle him. I think
I am too. I'm not sure I feel about 8 coming in. How do you guys feel about 8 being brought in?
I'm
fine with it. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, I had forgotten about her other than, they showed a clip in the recap.
I like that episode she was in. I know it's not the popular opinion, but
I just had forgotten about her.
I'd forgotten about it, which makes me think it wasn't that important. I don't mind her being there. I don't love her being there. We'll see where it goes, right? I mean, the idea that Elle needs a little help, yes, no, whatever. We'll see what they do.
Yeah. Lulu says Brennan was using the Henry juice to make the other kids. Was that the case? See, I don't remember.
Really? Really?
Was that? Oh, that's her theory. Okay. That's her theory. I was going to say, I didn't know if that was the case, but that actually kind of makes sense. Like maybe he took his blood and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's Henry juice.
My theory, season 4, Erica rolls a 20 in the D&D game to beat the 20 equals 11 plus 8 plus 1. That's funny.
I wouldn't doubt that. I honestly wouldn't doubt that.
Okay. He's saying that's canon about the Henry juice.
Yep. And B says, I don't remember Callie.
Henry juice anymore.
Yeah. I don't remember her, and I'm not sure how much I care about her yet. I agree. Like, we'll see if Callie's going to be a thing, right?
Yeah. But she's saying that using Henry's blood, that's canon. That's from the play.
So the thing that they are pumping into Will is Henry's blood?
No, I think she means that the doctors were experimenting that gave kids
with the lab kids.
Oh, like way back. The reason, because it all started when Elle's mother, who was like a drug addict, volunteered for a plan, right? And that's how. So they gave the blood back then.
Yeah. It was his. I guess what the build and the powers was Henry's blood. I guess. I don't know. We'll probably got to watch the play, and then we'll. Maybe we'll watch the play and have
access, and then we'll never speak of it again. Yep.
Yeah, maybe we'll have an impromptu live stream after we have it. We'll have to see. All right, so back in the right side up, Vecna has come through, and he's got like a hanging piece of Vecna. I just noticed that it looks funny. Look like it's like hanging kind of.
And so his walking
like holes in him.
He's walking right up into the right side up, which is kind of a huge deal, right? Like he's never openly walked in that we know of.
Yeah, not as himself, no. But he is coming up, and they are trying to fight him, and of course, it's not working. They're getting slaughtered. Meanwhile, the Demogorgons are attacking the truck, and to try to get away, he swerves and wrecks the truck, which was kind of a bad idea. The kids were being injected with upside down particles they got from Henry's blood. Interesting. See, this is why we really got to watch a damn play. I feel like I need to see this.
No, but no, you shouldn't.
We shouldn't have to. I agree.
shouldn't
If
have
it's
to.
going to be that canon and that important, it really should be on Netflix.
Anyway,
so
here's
the Demogorgons have even come into the tunnels. They're everywhere. They're attacking everybody.
Lucas is about to be killed.
They were kids who they thought had a predisposition for doing MK Ultra stuff. Well, that would make sense if they'd give it to those kids.
All right. Anyway,
All
it
right.
does appear to be the end of the line for some of our friends here. It's really bad. Vecna is super powered. He can kill everyone.
Yep.
I think Vecna had more power than the last time we saw Vecna in season 4. The kids like threw acetate on him and they set him on fire. They shot him. They busted him up. He seems a little more powerful to me. Or is he just healthy now? Like what?
Kid fuel.
I just kind of assumed he was healthy. I didn't really think much about it.
Oh my God, Scarlet just said kid fuel. Yes, he's got a kid that he's.
No, I just had this idea in my head. What would have happened if, like, all 3 kids that were attacked by the Demogorgons just died, and that was part of the season 5 thing, and they were just gone?
He's sucking their fuel. Yeah.
No, like he just the Demogorgons just took out Lucas, just took out Mike, just took out other like lead characters.
Yeah,
that was like season 5, everybody. Like we're already down 3 major characters.
Right, they all die at the end. B says he does seem more powerful.
Gone.
Yeah, B says he seems more powerful.
Yeah, I think he's a little more powerful, but
yeah. All right, so there he is lifting Will, and we're kind of like, oh no, how are they going to get out of this, right? This isn't Welcome to Derry. No, it's not.
Those crazy kids gonna get out of this one.
Yeah, but yeah, he's controlling Will here, lifting him into the air, and then as this is happening, what is that? Oh, that's a Demogorgon. As this is happening, Will is kind of realizing that he has power. I think this is the conversation. Isn't there a conversation here where he says that he took Will because he was weak? I think that's in this.
Yes, he gives a long discussion where he's like, "Oh, Will,
something I don't like about Vecna is the long dissertation he gives."
Yes, because he's always like he's like a Batman villain where he's
he is like a Batman. That's perfect.
The whole plan.
Yeah, we always got to tell
like, "Oh, Will."
Right?
He's like, "Let me tell you why I take children. Oh, because they're so weak. They're weak mentally. They're weak physically. They're babies. Blah 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 blah." And you were the first, Will. I took you. You're the weakest of all. You broke so fast, blah, blah, blah. And he's like,
I'm not weak. And that's, I guess, what pushes him into not being weak. And
he has that moment where Will, thinks of that conversation he had with Robin, right? Like, as Vecna's like, Will, you're so weak and you're a loser. He thinks of Robin being like, if you just let go of, worrying about it, then you can be super powerful.
Yeah, but he does have some flashback moments here first.
Yeah, I like that flashback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I love this. This is where that's what I thought. This is where the Demogorgon is almost killing Mike. This Demogorgon is almost killing Lucas. So he doesn't see that.
Ooh, I wish I would kill
and Will, I don't know. How did Will get away from? I missed though how Will got away from Vecna. That part I don't remember.
Well, he was always just laying in the street, and then Joyce pulled him over behind the truck to be out of the way of the Demogorgons stomping on him.
Oh, okay. So the Vecna just left him there then. Where did Vecna go? That's what I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what happened to Vecna. I remember him stopping the Demogorgons, but I don't remember what happened to Vecna.
Well, he had a lot of people to kill, and I don't think he really wants to kill Will right up until this moment. Maybe he might now going forward. I don't know, but
yeah.
I don't think
Vecna just dropped him and left. Yeah, maybe I think he just said oh, you're so weak, and then took off. I think was what happened.
You're so weak.
Basically. He says Vecna's body's become less human shaped, and I equated that to him having more power. The actor talked about his different costumes and how they parallel Vecna's evolution. I need to listen to these interviews. Where are you getting these interviews? I missed all the ones on TV. I need to go back and watch them. But yeah, so weak. Hashtag so weak. Yeah, he let go of Will, and then Will started thinking about how strong he was and everything Robin said, and suddenly he freezes these dudes in midair. So they don't kill Mike, they don't kill Lucas. And he
groups
has
them.
power.
Oh yeah,
He
there's
has
another
power.
one too with the girl. I can't remember her name. Maya.
What?
Oh, Maya Hawke. Robin.
Robin. There's one over her too, when she's by the van.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. You're right. I
can't remember her name. I'm sorry. I can remember her actual actor name because
that's okay. At one point, his eyes turn white too, but I didn't get a picture.
Yes, his eyes turn white. His eyes turn white, which Elle's eyes never turn white, right?
No, I think this is a power that Vecna gave him, or that he's borrowing from him, or something.
Well, I was going to ask you guys. I was going to ask you guys: do you think that Will has powers of his own, or do you think that Will's connection allows him to use Vecna's powers against him? Right?
Like, I think that I think the Vecna juice he pumped into him gave him powers. That's what I think.
But like gave him powers that he can't just like. Elle can use her powers whenever, right? And be like, "Oh, bring that Diet Coke to me," whatever, right?
I think he can too now. I mean, I think he's gonna find that out. Yeah.
I wonder if Will has powers that he can use if Vecna's not around. Like, it's been pretty clear for a long time that when Will was in California, he never had that prickly feeling up his neck, right? He only gets it when he's near the hive mind. I kind of wonder if Vecna made a mistake by making that connection with Will. Did he accidentally give Will some access to his own powers? Is Will using Vecna's powers against him?
Yeah, but I do think, I don't know if it was you or AJ said, or maybe it was even Scarlet, had said that thinks that Vecna could see through Will too. I do think that there's a good possibility.
No, because Will can see through the upside down. Can Vecna also see the right side up?
Yeah, I think Vecna can see through Will's eyes too.
Really? Does he need to? I think Vecna's doing pretty well.
Will. I mean, I think they're going to like reveal later that he will, is what I'm saying. Like, I think that's a good possibility.
I mean, their connection is strong.
Yeah.
So I told Jamie, and so Scarlet, I'm going to mention it to you, but I loved where this episode ended because I like the idea that this is maybe coming around to Will's story. Like it began with Will. And could we be ending with Will? That'd be kind of great, right?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people wanted that and they weren't getting it.
We got away from Will, right? It was Will's story in season 1, and then it became Elle's story.
Yeah, because you thought it was going to be Will's story.
Yeah.
But then it ended up not being it. Yeah, I did like the little flashback, though, because that was pretty cool. The little, like film of his past, which I really enjoyed before this.
Of his past with Vecna. Yeah.
There he is running up the hill. No, he's running through the halls. He's running up the halls. There.
And so it's really ended with him.
The way you were screaming and cheering. Your neighbors must be really close, or you're really loud, or both. I think it's usually my family I annoy when I yell and cheer, but I don't know if my neighbors can hear me, but I'm not that close. So
I mean, I think this moment is like when he says no, right? And it's a thing we've seen with a lot of superhero movies.
They push them too far.
Well, people don't know they have the power until they're pushed far, Jamie, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. And they're like, wait, I can say no. I have a power, right? It's a common thing.
I forgot.
He's not weak.
He's not weak. Hashtag not so weak, right?
Not so weak. Not so weak.
Not so weak. There, I was going like this. I did that. I went like that. And I'm like, oh, wait, my camera isn't on. Like, that was helpful. Yeah. All right. Well, we've reached the end. Wow.
All right. So before we sign out next week, next month, whatever it's coming, predictions. Scarlet, predictions. Could it be? Where do you think it could be going?
Predictions?
Ideas.
I think they're gonna add 11 to 8 as some kind of combo weapon. Nice. I think the chat might be right because I think somebody's gonna roll a d20 because I just feel like that's gonna be part of this for some reason because that's gonna be a perfect ending to the D&D kind of stuff at this season.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely think they're gonna combine forces. I don't know how literally, but I do think that they'll obviously work together. I do think in the end that Linda Hamilton's people are going to end up having to work with Elle.
Or you don't think Linda Hamilton's going to have a death scene?
She definitely might. She'll
probably die. But
do you think there's going to be any sacrifice, like any Hopper?
I think Hopper.
I think Hopper's going to die.
Yeah. He's going to die, and then he's going to meet his daughter, like in the afterlife, and they're going to touch hands. And he's
I like it.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bill says he predicts 3 deaths. Which deaths do you predict, Bill, or do you just mean 3? It doesn't matter. I definitely could see Hopper dying. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I hope it don't, but it doesn't.
Do you think Leona might have a death scene, like a good sacrifice, like she's gonna sacrifice herself for the kids at the end?
Who? Elle?
Voice.
No, Winona Ryder. She would have a good acting scene.
Winona Ryder, yeah.
Sacrifice herself for the kids.
Unless maybe they try to sacrifice themselves, but they still live. Or maybe, who knows, maybe Will and Elle bring them back to life. I mean, remember what Elle did for Max? Like, Max was essentially dead, and Elle brought her back, which makes me think that we might get a fake death. Like, maybe Hopper will die, and then Elle will bring him back.
I could see maybe Steve.
Hopper will be pissed off because he saw his dead daughter and they touched hands. And
yeah, but he's probably accepted it because he's seen her, maybe. I don't know.
I think Steve is the kid who maybe loves Nancy more, and he might sacrifice himself so that Jonathan and Nancy could be together.
Oh, God, it's got to be the other way around, man.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Lulu says Elle might die to bring Hopper back. I don't think they'll kill Elle. I don't think one of the young kids will die. I don't see happening.
If they never have any spin-offs, I think they need 11.
Yeah, well, but like you said, it's a prequel, so they can do that. Either way, Jonathan.
It seems like such a cash grab. I could see things happening after this as well.
I agree. I agree with Golden Child about John. Jonathan's a pretty boring character. He's not.
Creeper.
He's kind of boring, and he's not an adequate partner for Nancy. So Creeper. I could see him not.
Yeah, I could see Jonathan or
Steve
dying. I don't think any of the main younger kids are going to die, though. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, Bill is saying any 3, Dustin, 11, and 8. 8 probably.
8 might die, but I'm saying any of the main kids.
How about Will at the end has a big death scene?
Yeah,
for sure.
He saves all his friends at full power.
He's going to fall in 501. He's going to fall off that radio tower. Nice.
That's funny. Yeah.
The fall. It's a good band.
They asked maybe who? Oh, Millie Brown. She was happy with Elle's ending, and she didn't say anything, but she didn't look happy. Well, sometimes though. I mean, their opinions change after they've sat with it for a while too. That doesn't necessarily mean
it seems like this whole filming year was a hot mess for them anyway. So
yeah,
well, I mean, one time they had like a 1-year delay because of the we can look at it being old, but there was the strike took them off a year, right?
Yeah.
So it made them all a little bit older, held up their careers. I guess I kind of get that.
Yeah. She's the main one that wanted people to die, so she might be upset she survives.
Because she might have wanted
I'll quit.
Look, I'm not against characters dying when it's in service of the story. It makes sense, right?
Yeah. I just personally don't think they're going to kill any of the younger characters. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I just don't see it.
It's G20 roll. They roll a G1 and they all die.
Yep, maybe. But I also agree with what you're saying too, though, that like if they want to do sequels or different things down the road, it could be that they won't die for that reason. But if the thing coming out's a prequel, it won't necessarily matter. It would matter what they're tending to do in the
I'm just saying in the future, Jamie.
Yeah.
Future.
Hopper and Elle were unalive.
They seem to want to make money off of this, like forever.
Yeah. I don't know. And like I said, maybe Hopper will come alive and Elle will bring him back.
I think Hopper. I could see Hopper sacrificing himself so that Elle can have I mean, he has said to her twice already. He's like, "I love you. I'm so proud of you." Blah blah. I thought he might have died already because he was so.
Yeah. I think if anybody's going to die, it's going to be Hopper. I could maybe see Joyce dying, but I think my vote's for Hopper. I don't want Hopper to die, but I think he might.
I could see Hopper, Joyce, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of Nancy's, every boy who died, who likes Nancy dies in the Upside Down.
Yeah. It could be Jonathan for that reason. I could see maybe Murray dying, sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
I just he's kind of like he doesn't have plot armor like the other ones, you know.
Well, and I agree that all the five main kids, no way, but we'll see. We'll get another hour and a half, 2 hours of the next, right? And then we'll see.
Hopper's died so many seasons, someone's going to take it from him. Yeah, there's been so many almost deaths that they may not kill him for that reason. But I could see him sacrificing himself, him dying, and Elle bringing him back. And I do agree with Doc that Hopper has a desire to go to his little girl. I agree with that, which is why they might kill off Hopper. I could see that for that reason.
But look at, what if Nancy dies?
Oh,
yeah, I don't.
That solves the triangle.
That is true. Don't know that it would happen that way, but you are correct. That would solve it.
I mean, could you guys see Will dying, or do you think Will is part of me thinks Will is the real hero of this whole show, and this last season is about Will, and then part of me sees could Will be the one who sacrifices him? It all started with him, and would it end with him sacrificing himself to save the world?
Do you think there's going to be timey-wimey stuff in here? Are they going to travel back in time?
I mean,
are they going to do a reset?
I wouldn't like it, but we did see a teacher saying about wormholes tonight, right? So yeah.
Reset back to them playing Dungeons and Dragons when they were younger. They're all going to be de-aged badly.
Ooh, I like it, Scarlet. I like it.
No, I don't like it, but I could. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll find out this whole thing is a big. Maybe we'll find out this whole thing is a big D&D game.
But then Will loses his powers because he comes.
Well, it could be a big D&D venture, like what they call it.
Like nothing's even happening. Like it's all
that was the end of that campaign.
Oh, like in Dallas when it was oh my God.
Yeah, that would suck really bad. They better not.
Duffer Brothers would never work again. Sorry.
We're not. That was funny though, Karen. When you knocked that off, the smoke at the bottom of the screen came up right when you did that.
Yeah. Waterfell.
Lilu says timey-wimey stuff could happen because the Upside Down is 3 years behind present day.
Yeah, and there's the whole
they could just at the end jump forward 3 years too.
Yeah.
The conversation between Mike and Elle about what happens in a D&D happily ever after made me think one of them is toast.
Yeah. They can't both make it, and I think it might be her. There's no does Mike die or does Elle sacrifice herself to save the world in the end? That's possible, right?
The only kids that I can see possibly dying would be the main ones would be Elle, but I still don't see that. But if I had to say, I thought one of them was going to go, I would say Elle because it doesn't make sense.
Is it going to be like the 20 thing too? Like you're going to get Vecna, who was 1, Henry was 1, and 8 and 11. All together, and that's a 20, and they're all going to go out.
Well, yeah, it does seem
I definitely think Vecna will die.
Oh,
or it could be something like where Vecna reverts to Henry before Henry was bad, or something weird like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you know how we talked about that maybe.
And then Levin was born without powers.
Yeah, I don't know. She deserves a happily ever after with her background. She does.
She does, but there is a big theme in this season about who you are, who you were meant to be, what you could become. And I just feel like this theme of transformation I agree with some of you guys who think maybe it sends Elle to a place where she sacrifices herself, being that she's a kid who was maybe never meant to be in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be with powers.
Yeah.
I do think there's a good chance that she might lose her powers at the end of the show.
Oh, and end up like a normal kid.
Yes, I could see that happening totally.
Well, that went so well for her in California last year, but
But that was because there was still Vecna and bad things around. If it happens, all the bad things are gone.
Yeah, she was a normal loser teenager, I think. But whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah.
All right. Well, so Christmas is the next drop, right? Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, something like that.
Yes.
So maybe we'll get the play in between then. Otherwise, we'll just watch it.
Yeah. Let me, you guys, go into the. Didn't I make a Stranger Things part of Discord? I can't remember if I made a Stranger Things section or not. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't.
Oh my God! Look at Doc's comment.
Mr. Toot.
Nancy and Jonathan unalive together unromantically, and all the fans are happy.
Oh, Romeo and Juliet thing.
That's so funny.
And yes, Golden Child and Doc said the same thing. I was totally going to say that it was Dallas and it was a dream and it was all like Doc and Golden Child both said it. I was thinking of it. Could it come out that the kids wake up and it was all a dream?
Or it was the campaign and they were doing, oh, that campaign was great. That was so good.
Right? I hate that. Like, oh, it was a great campaign. Oh my God, that was so realistic. We loved it.
And I could feel that campaign.
I would have to punch my TV if that happened.
Feel it in my bones.
I am making a group for in Discord for Stranger Things.
All right.
So let me go into Discord, guys. Like, I don't know. We need to discuss like when we should have the watch party. So I'm open to suggestions if anybody has any suggestions for that for the play. Yeah. And Susie's kids in the 90s. Oh, I could see that. Like this is all like a flashback. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. The conversation between Mike and Elle about what happens in a DoD Happily Ever After makes me think one of them is toast. Yes, possible. Yep. The Upside Down is 3 years behind the present day. Yeah, that's that whole like timey-wimey like wormhole stuff, right? Oh my God, there's so much going on here.
Yeah. There's a lot that could happen. Especially with only how many episodes are left?
3?
4. Doc has a good point. Hopper has a desire to go to his little girl who passed. I mean, they've shown that little girl twice now. I think I agree with Doc. That's making us think that Doc is ready to go to be with his kid and just be
Doc. Hopper.
Hopper. As much as he loves Elle, she's very strong and capable, and he wants to go with this little girl who was sick, right?
Yeah. I said if anybody goes, my money's on Hopper. I hope not, but I do think that that's likely.
Oh, Hopper for sure.
Yeah, I do think that's likely. I just hope not, but I think so.
We'll see.
All right. Well, either way, we'll find out. We'll get the next group on Christmas, and then the one on
New Year's
after that. So
you guys.
We'll figure out when we're going to do those shows. So just keep watching Discord. We'll schedule them in not too long. Probably might wait till after Christmas to actually schedule them. I don't know. We'll see. But just watch Discord. If you haven't, please join our Discord. You can join our watch parties on Monday, 9:30 Eastern. We have our watch party for the 3rd episode of The Artist, and our live stream is at 11. And then Tuesday, Fandom Access at 10, as always, where we have Pluribus and what else do we have?
We'll see.
Stranger Things review.
We'll cook something up for you guys. All right.
Yeah. And then back to here. Or no, we don't have this again Thursday because we're done until Christmas. So.
All right. Slow time.
I will not. I don't think I'm going to be watching it on Christmas Day. Are you guys planning to watch on Christmas Day?
I cannot watch on Christmas because I have to host my dad. My dad wants to host Christmas at his house, which means I have to host it at his house. So I'll be cooking and cleaning that day. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. If I was going to watch, I'm willing to watch Doctor Who, but I really can't just especially because there's more than one episode. How many episodes are they even dropping?
I do not know.
I thought they were dropping 2 and then 1.
I don't know. I'm not even sure, but either way, it's probably a lot. So I don't think I don't see myself watching 3 hours of something on Christmas Day. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Especially
Unless
a family that doesn't want to watch Stranger Things, and you're like, let me put this 3 hours on for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, doing something with your family. Now, there's a possibility. I shouldn't say not at all. There's a possibility that, like, when everybody's in bed at like 3 in the morning or something, I might watch it.
Yeah.
But that's like after Christmas. That's not exactly Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
They're 1.5 hours each. Yeah, so that's a lot. That's 3 at 1.5 hours each. That's like 5 and what? 5.5? Is that 5.5? 5.5 hours. That's a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it on Christmas, but we'll see. And don't forget the rest of the artist comes out on Christmas too.
Yeah.
Which I really hope they send because
those Fallout.
Yeah, too many things on Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What else? As usual, make sure you check our video tab for interviews. I have Spartacus going up tomorrow. And also Hunting Party comes back in January. There's a lot of stuff coming back. Because I'll have interviews for that soon. I'm talking to Eric McCormick and his son tomorrow for that. So those interviews will be up at some point. So yeah, just catching up. And I watched another show that I did interviews for. That's a BritBox show coming called Riot Women, which I didn't by the description know that I like, but it's actually really good because it's not exactly about, I mean, it is about what it says, but it's also about like friendships. I don't know. It's a good show. I'm enjoying
Riot
that.
Girls?
Riot Women. It's called Riot Women.
Oh,
Riot
not
Girls.
Riot Girls.
No, it's called Riot Women. Sorry.
Riot Girls grow up.
Huh?
Riot Girls grow up to be Riot Women.
I guess so. Yeah. But yeah, so I guess that's it until we see you guys on Monday for the artist. What's thanks with you? Oh, no, that's okay. No, we appreciate you guys interacting with us in the chat.
Oh my God, I love the chat. You guys are so fantastic.
I don't mind it. I'm just getting a little tired because I got to stay up to watch screeners, but I'm happy to do it as long as I can stay awake to do it. I'm good. But yeah, appreciate it. So thank you everybody for coming and for joining us. Please subscribe to Sci-Fi-Vision, join the Discord, and like the video. Hype it if you can, and we will see you all on Monday. Night, Doc. Night, everybody.
Unless you're weak. If you're weak, we won't see you because you're weak.
If you're weak, you can just go die in the upside down.
Or the underground. If Jamie keeps going the underground.
The underground.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good holidays if we don't see you, but hopefully we'll see you on Monday.
All right.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye-bye.